and to console each other.
Hello. I am sorry, but I must interrupt this show. Later, you know what it is. Hey, Ham Solo. It's time, baby. Low. It's time how we do. Hey. They said, we said we hit. They said, we said we on. They said, we said we strong. They said, we said we go. We say that you heard right. 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 They said, we said we hit. They said, we said we on. They said, we said strong. They said, we said go. We say that you heard right. 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 Man, I swear that it's imminent. I've been going so hard on my penmanship. About to go in and buy me a whip. And I pull that shit fresh off the dealership. I can leave you in red like an Xbox. Got me laughing at you like you Red Fox. Got you chasing Hot Wheels like a Matchbox. EA running the game and it don't stop. Super cold like I'm playing for Blitz. Cause you all in my sights like Red Dead Redemption. Never gonna slip on my pimpin'. Better get out my way, bitch, I'm on a mission. Really ain't no competition. I'm steady grilling opposition. I'm get up and ready to win. They can play it how they play, but fuck what you say. I'm getting this money today. Last of us like a dying breed. Down the ride like a noble steed. Fatality moves, I make it bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we hit. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong. They said we said we go.
Oh. Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the second installment of Everything But Gaming on TSWS. I'm Loke7. Joining me today, as always, is Mr. Ham Solo. Welcome in, Ham. Ham.
The hell you
there?
want? What you want?
Oh my goodness.
What you
Welcome.
want?
How are you? How was your weekend? Have you eaten? What is this?
Have I eaten? Yes, I have.
This guy.
I had a steak, egg, and cheese bagel from McDonald's this morning. Surprised the wife with a sandwich as well, and got us a little drink to share. And I haven't ate anything since then, but yeah, that's what I had this morning, and that came off of a nice weekend of a whole lot of Nebraska Midwest type shit that I did. Yeah, so went shooting. That was fun. Took out, the gun that the main gun that I like to use, which is the 45. I also have a shotgun, but I didn't take that out because my cousin had a shotgun, and his shotgun was a fresh, never used KSG.
Oh goodness!
And that shit was hitting. Like actually, I can go on like I might as well just share it, right? Like
Let's see some video. Let us see some evidence.
Yeah. I mean,
welcome
I might as well.
in, Web
What's
Dave.
cracking, Web Dave? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Welcome.
But yeah, I might as well just go on ahead and just share the shit. Like I had a good time hanging out with the family. Let me move us out of the fucking way. So I went rafting. We went down. We went rafting and just like we all tied each other, each other's tubes together and just rafted down a river. That was some good shit. But yeah. That KSG is slapping right there. That's what that is right there. Woo!
Damn.
That motherfucker. That shit hit.
The recoil. I'm checking his shoulder, man.
Look at his face.
The recoil.
That's the first shot he ever took with it. He was like that face.
That recoil looks real, man.
Yeah, like guns with silencers.
A little more in the shoulder on that one.
Yeah, there's a KSG again, and then
damn, that reload.
I mean, you can see how like I slowed it down so you can see how everything shakes.
Yep.
Like that shit was tough, bro.
Jesus.
I love that reload.
Wow.
Oh,
yeah, we were having we were having a good time. We were just shooting. We had a target that we put about 70 yards away. The way they have their like at that specific park ground, they have that for you to kind of be able to so like it's like a 40 or 50 yard kind of no, it's not that long. It's like a 30-yard tube, right? That just
yeah,
goes straight and it's full of concrete, right? So
yeah.
it just doesn't like people aren't just shooting everywhere. You have to shoot in there, one person at a time and whatnot, right?
Safety first.
Safety first. Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, next time I go back to town, my boy, the white dude that you seen that was right there, that dude right there,
Yeah,
the guy with all the guns in his waist.
bro. What is going on with this guy?
he makes guns. He literally makes guns. He knows how to make some guns. Yeah, he makes guns. Good dude. I've known him. He's one of the guys that I played Ark with for over 100 days. Like me and him have played Ark over 100, not hours, days. Like I have, like I said, I have over 150 days in the Ark. Me and him probably together have like near 100 of that. But anyways, yeah, he makes guns. That dude's dope. But yeah, we're going out to a property that he knows of next time, and we might, set some more kind of what the hell is Ark? Big man, he's trying to make me angry. Anyways,
I love it.
Anyways,
I love it. What is Ark? What is Ark?
Shut up.
But Noah's Ark? What's happening? Is it like lions and birds? What's happening?
But yeah, we're gonna be a little bit more explosive the next time I go out there. So I'm pretty excited for it all. And how did a fly get in here? But anyways, yeah, that's what's kind of been cracking with me as of lately, or as of the last few days, since but between bull sitting and now, went shooting, went like I said, floated down a river with some folks and whatnot. Kicked it with moms, picked up my daughter, just hanging out. In about 2 weeks is my birthday. Pretty excited for that. I don't know what we're gonna do, but pretty excited for that. I think we're gonna do something fun. I don't know how this fly got into my room, but it's driving me insane.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Just open your mouth. Open your mouth.
No.
Big Man Moses, River Man, nope.
Well, see, it depends on the river. This river is really slow. The Platte River is pretty slow, comfortable to float on. Something like the Missouri River, fuck that. that thing is one of those rivers that have like an undercurrent.
Oh, so it's fast.
Take you for a ride and kill you. Like that's one of those rivers. This river that we're floating on, I mean, you can see bro standing in it. It's like that, like most of the way. And there's a part to set your car. And then these guys had a cabin that we floated to. Right? So we floated to the cabin, got out, and then we were like, anybody need a ride to their car? And took people back, right? So we, we got things. We have a order of operation. You know what I'm saying? We know what we're doing out here. We ain't over here doing no crazy ass Missouri River. We out in fucking middle of nowhere. We don't know what we doing. We don't know what we talking about. We just some country ass. Like, no, we have some standards. I can understand where somebody would look at us and be like, look at those crazy ass. Nah, we knew what the fuck we were doing. It was none of our first time shooting. It was none of our first time rafting. None of that stuff. We've been doing this shit since we were young.
All right. No one's doing this for the first time. Retro, welcome in, bruv. Welcome. Tai, welcome. Hey, Tai, I'll send you the link in about 50 minutes.
Yep.
The Secret Service director is lying through her teeth in Congress. Oh my goodness. John TJ, send me the links. Send me the links. Today is specifically set aside for such topics. All right. Specifically. Ham.
What's up?
Before we get into it, what have you? Clearly, you've been out shooting and rafting. Did you have any time to watch anything? Like movie, TV show?
I watched
football?
the South Sudanese think they were American, and they found out they weren't.
Explain.
They
Do you have the bookmark? Do you have a bookmark?
You didn't see?
Let's go. Show us
You
this
didn't see?
bookmark, Ham. No, Oh, you didn't know?
I'm just talking about the game that happened this last week.
No, what game? Game of what?
This one right here. I'm only gonna play like a couple seconds of it because I don't want to get us, in trouble or anything. But
South Sudanese thinking that they're American. Oh, basketball.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Look how close that is.
Look how much time there is left.
14 seconds. Looks like they're about to beat you. No, not LeBron. Oh my goodness.
And that's the final score of the game. LeBron scores the last point and shows that the Sudanese ain't American.
1 point, bro. You won by 1 point.
Hey, what's that thing that Vin Diesel said?
What does Vin Diesel say?
By an inch or a mile, win is a win.
I'm drinking tea, dude. Come on. Don't be like
that. Shout out to my ARC brother, Vin D.
Oh my God. I got my flu acting up and everything. Yeah. A win is a win. That's true. But I'm happy that they at least got close, right?
Dude, Sudanese look tough. They were pulling up threes all game long. It was wild. It was truly wild. I was stressed out watching the game, and I don't even care like that. Like I don't even care like that. But like the game was so close, it was just like I'm either stressed or I need to just like walk away. Like I need to literally not care about this, or I need to care about this. Like it's one or the other. Wow. I hit the crossroads. I either need to. I've been sitting here watching this for 7 minutes because I was watching the highlights, right? And the highlights were, as you see, 12 minutes long. I was there for 7 minutes, and I was like, all right, I either care about this or I don't at this point. And this game is really close. So so I decided to care, and I was shocked how well the Sudanese. I'm really like, I know it's not exactly new, but I'm shocked that the world is more and more and more as time is elapsing, putting the U.S. on notice. Like your time is about up, bruh. You've had the coldest people for a long time, but your time is almost up.
I don't think the time is up. I don't think it's up, but I think the days of you guys blowing out teams by like 50, that's done. Like that's over. But you will always have the best team. It's like Brazil with football, in my opinion. Brazil will always have the best 11.
You think so?
In football, either the first, second, or third
it's more
best
like college football, where you can have an era, but it can go.
When has it left, Ham? Like the only times the U.S. national basketball team
I guess
did
you're right.
not
When has it left is
win
right.
is when you guys didn't take it seriously. Those are the only times. If you go and check the times the U.S. failed to win either the World Championship or the Olympics, it's because you guys sent a lackluster team, and most of the superstars are like, "Nah, I'm good, I'm good." But when the U.S. is like, "No, everyone is coming. The best of the best are coming." You guys go nearly undefeated. So for me, I stand by that until I see it. Until I see US go all in and still lose, then we'll have a conversation. But every time you guys have taken it seriously, no one comes close. So you
Fair
always
enough.
have the best team, in my opinion. What is Hapa? What Japonica? Is they are being told they need to take it more seriously? I think he wants to say what is happening is they're being. I think that's what he wanted to say. Anybody can be blown up by 50. I don't know, dog. If you pay attention, the US hasn't been blowing people out by 50 for years now. It's been a minute. It's been a long time, at least 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I assumed, yeah, happening. That's the thing, though. And Ham, correct me if I'm wrong. It's like a cycle with the US. Like you guys will win 3 Olympics in a row, 3 World Championships in a row. Then you'll be like, you know what? Whatever, dog. Whatever. Just send the
Yeah,
kid.
and see, that's kind of why I started out saying like your time is almost up, that it's not quite, because I was just thinking that they're they still came out. If you watch the highlights, the beginning of that game, they still came out. You can see the way
Yeah.
that the USA came out. They came out just like, sure, we're
Yeah.
here, I guess. We're
Yeah.
playing
We're playing
today.
against
And
South
then, like,
Sudan.
as the game evolved, they were like, at halftime, they were like, oh, okay, well, I guess we got to play now. We're down 20. So, like, I guess we're going to have to play.
The US was down 20.
The US was down at least, from what I remember, at least 17. They were down. And they came back and won.
So they weren't taking it seriously.
That's what I'm saying. And that's why I say, like, it was more like an almost gotcha. Like people, a lot of people see the score 100 to 101, and they're like, man, like they really had to do that. And I'm just
Try.
like, no, they did that. They kind of did that to themselves. They came out, beating the chest. LeBron did a statement dunk at the beginning of the game and was like, beating his chest and shit like that. Yeah, like y'all ain't none. Like just kicking back,
Yeah.
and like then they like then like South Sudan like relaxed as well, and then started playing like just good basketball, right? Just solid
Solid
basketball. And then
basketball. Yeah.
and then United States had to like realize, oh shit, like they buckled down and we're still just kind of goofing off, throwing
Just
up
chilling.
shots, right? Like it got to the point where Steph Curry drained one of them like long ass threes, like because
Yeah.
it was like America's like at that point in the game, like they were taking it fucking serious, and they were like, and like they stole the ball, and you know how Steph Curry is like when they got like a mid court steal, he'll make it look like he's
Yeah.
about to go inside and just pull up from fucking BFE.
Yeah.
Because he has everybody rushing to the hoop, right? And he just pulls up from fucking half court, damn near.
No problem.
Yep. And at that point, I was like, Sudan's cooked. Like at that point, I was like, because they were catching up at that moment. I was like, y'all are cooked now. Y'all done got the whole.
Yep.
And then you seen LeBron with that layup right there. That was that was like the crescendo of like, we let them get too far
or too close. If you look at it.
Yeah, we let them get too close. But the thing is like that was like that whole squad was like a legit NBA squad. Like they were good.
Mm.
They were good.
Now it's a self-inflicted wound with the US. And it even happens in football with Brazil as well. They don't take other teams seriously. Because when they're good, they're untouchable. They'll blow by everyone. It's a joke. You almost feel like they're cheating, which is the same thing the US does in basketball when they take it seriously, right? Which is why you were saying, like, when you saw Steph pull up, probably US was still down by like 15 or 14. But when you saw it in their eyes that, okay, they're like, all right, let's do this. Let's play. That's when you're like, oh, okay, cool. We're going to win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it wasn't like some like lazy screen. It was like, oh, this motherfucker's locked in from fucking 40. That's not
this
good.
Could be the finals. That's how serious.
That's not good. This dude is locked in from 40 feet.
And I'm with Big Mad Mo here. That's the problem with this generation of players. Like with the Dream Team, and even the teams before them, the US team was relentless, Ham. It didn't matter whether they were playing against the second-ranked team or the last-ranked team in the world. MJ was giving you the business. He's giving you 100 every single game. Not messing around like, no, South Sudan, these guys are probably hungry, you know? Have you had some water today? Like, nah, let's not take them seriously. Jordan did not care. Magic did not care. They were like, we're here, so we're going to do this. That's the big weakness of every US team, in my opinion, after Jordan. Sorry. Ushers, welcome in. Can you imagine being on a US team playing for a country that doesn't want you, doesn't respect you? Oh man, I guess we're getting political.
I find that ironic because it's like throughout time, this is probably the most respected that we've been, but also the most lazy that we have been playing. So like maybe not.
I usually want to use that word, dude.
Maybe not the most, because there were times where we just didn't even show up, right? So I'd say there are definitely lazier years than this year. This year they're not being lazy; they're just kind of like waiting for a reason to try. Yeah, and that's like, in a way, that's kind of lazy, but it's but at the same time, it's like you still showed up at least, you know, because there's been years where you didn't even show up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
just refuse to go to play for Team USA.
But you're gonna tell me back in the fucking 80s we were more respected? like I gotta be like, nah.
No.
Nah. Like back in the 80s when it was like, you know, Bird, Jordan, and you know, that early Dream Team, we were way less respected. We were way less respected. Not
Dude,
just,
I saw this documentary.
Not just in the United States, but in the world. In the fucking whole world. So like, I just think it's just like, you chose to be in the Olympics, you should play as an Olympian. You shouldn't be playing, I just got here, I guess I'll throw a couple passes today, and you know, if they need me, I guess I'll play some defense. Like, that's, I mean, imagine if Usain Bolt, the fastest runner, was just jogging by second place just because. You know, that would be kind of lame, right? You're like, this is, you're not showing your potential at all. You're just here to take the gold. We already know you're gold worthy. We want to see it.
Yeah, and if you're not really willing to do it, bro, don't waste our time, right? Stay at home. Let the people that want to do this. That's how I feel about it. Welcome in, Timmy. They need to play and not go through the motions. Facts. Is Bronny on the
Bronny
dream
on the
team this?
dream
Oh
team.
my god.
That would be mad disrespectful if they did that. That would have been crazy to have him represent the United States. Oh,
that's
man.
messy, Gogo.
I don't even think that would be a first, would it? I don't even think that would be a first, would it? To be father son on the same team in a
national team.
On a national team, would that
Yeah.
even be a first?
Oh no, not for the for the US team, yes, but not in
But not
general.
for the.
No.
I'm talking about for the world.
No.
Yeah, I
No,
doubt it.
for the world, no.
That's why I'm like, why would
Others
they
have
even
played
do that? That
before.
wouldn't.
There's been a coach who was a father while his son played. There's been a father son tandem as well in the teams. It's doable.
I was
It's
about to say
been done. Sorry.
that would take the fun out of the American TV show that we kind of got going on in the NBA right now, right? They don't want to. They don't want to. They don't want to put that on the U.S. team and go on a
Well, let me
world
fix
tour. They want to
that.
keep that in the United States and get
Let me
them tax cuts.
No. Let me correct you, Ham. Let me correct you and everyone else in the chat shitting on my Lakers. Okay? The Lakers have decided that Bronny is going to play in the G League. He's not going to play in the NBA. Not this year. At least not in the first months. Not in the opening month.
Who said that?
What's his face?
Did they really come out and say he's not going to be playing? You know what they're doing?
He's going.
They're holding LeBron hostage over there.
The fuck out of here!
Holding LeBron hostage over there.
Like you need to stay one more year so you can play with your son. That's the tactic, Ham.
They said we need at least 1 year of your commitment here, of knowing that your son's right there, but knowing he's legitimately just not good enough. We're going to keep him right there until you show us that you are committed to us, and then we'll commit to him for a little bit. We'll give him a little bit of sauce, you know.
He's 40. It's over, bro. There's no need to commit. LeBron's 40, bro. I don't need commitment from LeBron. Big man Mo,
fuck that. I think Jeannie out here trying to figure out what her next move is. And she look over at San Antonio and see Giannis and Chris Paul. She see Philadelphia with Paul George now and Embiid. And you know, they looking at OKC like shit. Y'all just got Caruso and y'all got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with tall ass bro over at center. Like looking around the league, I mean, even looking at Sacramento just got DeRozan, which makes them they were already a good team, but they just didn't have, in my opinion, that like one other person, because they got Fast Fox and they got like, what do they got? It's like Sabonis as well. Huter, I believe. Don't they got Huter there?
Herter.
Yeah, I always say his name wrong.
Yeah, he's got very good with threes and stuff.
But now they got DeRozan on top of that. Other teams are looking pretty good. I think they over there like, LeBron, we need your commitment for one more year. We need you for the 2025-2026 season as well. We need to make sure that you're here. And just think about it, LeBron. That gives your other son the opportunity to get in, and then we can be one big Laker family.
All right, Ham. All right.
One big, lovely Laker family.
Let me give you something. You'll understand.
We all came from the Midwest, LeBron. We're from Minnesota. Laker fans, stand up.
Oh my goodness. Hell no. Retro, here's something you'll understand. Euro is going to be starting for Man United, not Liverpool or Real Madrid next year. All right, take that, right? Sit in the corner and suck on it for the next 5 minutes. DeRozan came home. LOL. Dude, Ham, this
He
whole
didn't
story
go
with
home. He
DeRozan.
went almost home. He went up the street from
Dude,
home.
the thing that really pissed me off, because remember the Kendrick Lamar thing?
Yeah.
Colin Cowherd had pictures, or he claims to have seen pictures of DeRozan going to the Staples Center to apparently have a conversation, have a sit down with the Lakers. The whole thing was done. Apparently, it was done. Instead, we're focused on Bronny instead of getting a legitimate player. Next thing, this guy is in Sacramento. That was terrible. That was terrible.
You guys got two. You got a legitimate player and Bronny. It's 2-1.
Is this
he
what
just
it's
has
like
to do a little bit more warming up because of stats.
I'm not taking it back, Retro. I'm not taking it back. And now there's talk of us getting Ugarte and Delict. So I'm not taking it back. You guys have a new coach. Good luck. Good luck. It's going to be rough for Liverpool.
You're talking about soccer right now?
Football.
Soccer. Football. No, you're not talking about soccer. You're talking about soccer. You're talking about soccer. You're not talking about You're not talking about this right here. You're not talking about that.
Did you pre-order the $100 version?
150.
Oh, disgusting.
This is it has a disc in it, so I'm not even opening it up. I bought the digital copy. I didn't even open this one. It came with this guy.
Oh, let's see. Put it closer to the camera. Let's see. What is this? Ooh, that is nice. Does it open up?
Yeah, of course. There's nothing in it right now, though. The jersey was in it.
Let's see the jersey. Come on, man. Don't be spending money and then hiding that shit.
I guess.
You better, Retro. You better.
Here's the jersey.
Looks like a Raider jersey. It's a Raider jersey. Black and white, the silver and black, ladies and gentlemen. Ham is a Raider fan. He just you won't admit it. Ham's a Raider fan. You have evidence.
And then I got this Tom Brady ball.
Let's see. Oh, because it's deflated. You piece of This guy. Let it go, bro.
Yeah, it says college football 25 on it and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. But I still got to inflate it. It's all Tom Brady. It's ready for a Tom Brady Super Bowl.
Okay. All right. Like I'm not even a New England guy, but let's not disrespect the GOAT.
Yeah, but fuck the Raiders all the way. Fuck the Raiders.
Sure. Big Mad Mo says the West
it's a New Jersey Nets jersey than a fucking Raiders jersey.
It's the biggest New Jersey Nets jersey I've ever seen.
I keep saying New Jersey when they're Brooklyn. I keep forgetting. It's been years. I forget.
Does it even matter, Ham?
It doesn't. It's the same results. So
it doesn't matter, dude. Russian billionaire, American billionaire, whatever, dog. It's nothing. Let's go, Raider Nation. Just win, baby. Let's go. We're gonna make the playoffs this year. This year we're making the playoffs. We're doing it.
No, you're not. You're not.
We're doing it. You can hate all you want, Ham. We're doing it this year.
Are they making a new NIT or a play-in? Or is there something? Are they expanding the playoffs? Or
you know what, Ham?
Does it start game one?
I'm glad we have this show. I'm glad we have this show on Mondays, because every single Monday after we kill it on the weekend, me and you are gonna have to chat every single Monday. But anyway, let's get into the messy.
Oh, what's this? What's this stuff right here? This is something. I don't know what's happening here.
Don't worry, you're about to find out. But
I don't
before we
want to
start,
fuck
Joe
around.
Biden, the president of the United States, has something to say to Americans, and he took to Twitter.
Mr.
I just
Juice.
want to I just want to point out something very quickly. Very quickly.
Not too quick.
Love it or hate it, Twitter is the town square of planet Earth. It just is what it is. I don't make the rules, all right? We just enforce them.
I like how he came
Anyway.
to Twitter and said this before he told the rest of America.
This is the post.
Twitter
My
is the
fellow
news.
Americans. Oh, essentially, that's what it is. Over the past 3.5 years, we've made great progress as a nation. Today, America has the strongest economy. Okay. We've made historic investments in rebuilding our nation. Yes. In lowering prescription drug costs for seniors and in expanding affordable healthcare to a record number of Americans, also known as Obamacare. We've provided critically needed care to 1 million veterans exposed to toxic substances, passed the first gun safety law in 30 years, appointed the first African American woman to the Supreme Court, and passed the most significant climate legislation in the history of the world. America has never been better positioned to lead than we are today. I know none of this could have been done without you, the American people. Together, we overcame a once in a century pandemic and the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. We've protected and preserved our democracy, and we've revitalized and strengthened our alliances around the world. It has been the greatest honor of my life to serve as your president. And while it has been my intention to seek re election, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duty as president for the remainder of my term. I will speak to the nation later this week in more detail about my decision. For now, let me express my deepest gratitude to all those who have worked so hard to see me re-elected. I want to thank Vice President Kamala Harris for being an extraordinary partner in all this work. And let me express my heartfelt appreciation to the American people for the faith and trust you have placed in me. I believe today what I always have, that there is nothing America can't do when we do it together. We just have to remember we are the United States of America. Signed, Joe Biden. Amity.
Oh,
A
man.
little extra context. After this, he quickly endorsed Kamala Harris to be the next candidate for president, and she's currently trending on Twitter. It's a big ass smile you got there. Go ahead, bud.
I mean, I thought it was funny. Like, I just thought the part where he was like, "I'll address America later." Like it was, I just like was like cracking up in my head just thinking about that repeatedly. Like I'll just I just thought I'd let you guys know I'll address America later.
But first,
But
I'm going to address the world.
I got this sick letter that I personally wrote. Didn't personally write.
No,
But
definitely.
well, I mean, at that point, I don't think anybody's writing their letters. You know what I'm saying? But
Dude, I don't write most of them. Oh shit, I can't say that. Go ahead.
You stupid. But I mean, yeah, I mean, do you like most people at most higher ups at companies don't write shit. Like they just tell somebody, hey, draft a letter like this and let me review it before you send it.
Mhm.
Right? Like it's like or they're not even the first person to review it. Usually it's like somebody writes it, then somebody edits it, and then they review it, and then they're like, go edit that shit again, or they're like, yeah,
We'll cut
that's
this
fine.
out.
Sure. If you trust it, if you think I would say something like that, then yeah, go on ahead.
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, to be serious for a second, like, good for him. You know, like, I know I like to, like, kind of like dog on Biden a lot. I've dogged on Trump a little bit too. I've dogged on a lot with Biden though, because his whole past with his future doesn't add up either. And I'm saying either as well, because Donald Trump's don't either either, right? But I'm just saying, like,
he's no saint.
but my whole thing was like, yo, Biden, you've been a career politician and it doesn't add up. So it's like, it's really it's extra weird because you have these different supports and whatnot throughout your history and stuff like it. It's very similar to when you look at like Hillary Rodham and stuff like that. It's like, yo, didn't you say you was a Goldwater girl? And now
What's a Goldwater girl?
Oh, look it up. But anyways,
All
but
right,
like
I'm gonna do exactly
and
that.
start looking at stuff, and then people are like, "Oh, people change their minds and stuff like that," and then you're like, "Well, then why don't you say that same stuff about, you know, the other person on the other side of the, you know, like if you think people change their fucking minds, why don't why are you bringing up the other person's past and stuff like that? Then, like, why does that matter?"
Ooh,
You know what I'm
irony.
saying? So it's just like, why can't you just straight up say like, hey, both of these guys are trash, and like, you know, maybe set the precedent uh, by voting third party or something like that, voting something else. Everyone's excuse is, oh, we'll never get over the, you know, the main two. Well, you never will if you're always doing the main two. You know, I mean, if you look at the history of America, we weren't always only Democrats and Republicans. We've had other parties as well that actually became president. If you look in the history of it, so it's not, it's never happened before. It's just harder now because the two parties have got so big and there's so many people in the country and people are too ignorant and they just don't want to try. Like, nobody wants to even try. They just want the win. They just want the quick win. So it's a pain in the ass, but it just is what it is. But as for what Joseph Biden, this whole letter and stuff like that, sure, he may not have wrote it, but he may have been there when it was written. I don't fucking know. Whatever.
Approved it.
Yeah. He approved it. He allowed it to go onto this page. He told America that he had talked to them. He had talked to them soon. But like, I'm happy that he did this, or I'm happy that he was. I'm either happy that he did this or he was forced to do it. One of the two, whichever one it was. Whichever one it was, I'm proud of the people that forced him to do it, or I'm proud of him for doing it. like, I don't know which party it was.
Makes sense.
But getting him out of there was good for everybody. That was a W. I don't know how I feel about Kamala Harris. I don't really know her history. I've been told a ton of negative stuff, but that's really easy. It's always easy to drum up something negative about somebody. I'd like to know what she's done that's positive. I haven't heard like any of that yet, so I'm kind of interested in what she's done in that in that aspect, and what she and I guess better yet, what she has plans on trying to do. Right?
Yeah. Like, what are you just gonna and paste what Joe wanted to do, or what?
Yeah. Are you just doing the same? Are you just still? Are you bringing back better still, or are you you got a different game plan, or like, I don't know what's kind of going on. I know her thing is like police and shit like that. Like, she's really big into like police and prisons and you know, reform in prisons and stuff like that.
Is it more
and
prisons
whatnot.
or less prisons? I don't understand.
More prisons. Her
More?
thing is funding more for like prisons and stuff like that, which isn't which isn't. I know that sounds terrible, but it's not all bad.
It does.
It like it sounds terrible, but like there has to be something better to do with
Tell me why it's a good thing.
for people that leave prisons and stuff like that. There has to be something better than somebody becoming a felon and then you're just kind of fucked. Right? So,
yeah, and then you're in and
like,
out. You're in and out.
Right, because it's like, what else are you gonna do? So like there is some truth to there needs to be some sort of reform in that, but I'm not sure if that should be like your thing. You know? Like if that's your thing,
you know why?
I mean, that's very weird to me.
The US has the most number of citizens in jail per capita. Like no one is even close in terms of total population versus how many are in prison. There's no other country on the planet that has more people in jail than the US. So it wouldn't be a terrible thing for her to be like, she wants to break that system, you know? Like I'm worried about more prisons and more people in prison. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
If the policy is to increase the number of inmates, I'm worried.
Right. And see, that's why I personally say I don't know if that's what you want to run on. Right? Like,
yeah.
I feel like there should be like some sort of like, hey, there's like the perfect lottery number picks on the other side of that rainbow right over there, right? Like positivity, we're running on that, right? Whether that's your only plan or not, whatever, right? Like maybe the prison thing or Trump's the border thing, because he has his own thing, right? Which is pretty radical to some people, right? Like people look at Kamala with her prison thing and they say, you're radical. You want to lock up your own people and yada yada, yada. Or you want to spend money on that, and then people are like, but y'all motherfuckers want to buy a fence. Like, why? Like, so like it's just like two people that are kind of doing things, and like I could see why the other side is just looking at them like, why are we putting money into that when we have so many other issues? Mainly, in my personal opinion, education and healthcare, and not just seeing a doctor healthcare, but like like pharmaceutical stuff. Like shit shouldn't be this expensive to get an inhaler, to get to get a daily shot of insulin or whatever the fuck you need, right? Like it shouldn't be that expensive. Like that, in my opinion, is like what's detrimental is like schooling for people and making sure that they can stay alive to get the schooling. But it's insane how my daily inhaler that I have to use one time a day, if I don't have proper insurance, it's $700 a pop for like 1 month. Inhaler. For 1 month of supply. It's $700 for 1 month of supply for an inhaler. Y'all can freak out about the border all you want, but if I don't get my inhaler, I can't breathe properly. And one serious situation, me having to run for my life, me having to do something like a little extracurricular, and I have one asthma attack, that could be the end. I mean, I have a lot of medication around me that I've kind of stored up and stuff like that. A little bit of a pack rat in that area, but you see what I'm saying? Like poor ham, like a poor, not able to afford my life, no insurance ham.
Yeah,
would be down bad, and I've been down bad before. I've been down bad before to where it's like every day I'm like like just coughing and just like I wake up trying to figure out how the hell am I gonna pay for another inhaler, a rescue inhaler, not even my everyday main inhaler, a rescue inhaler. I'd be taking that
damn.
motherfucker all day long because I can't afford my regular daily dose inhaler. The rescue inhaler is like $70, so that will keep me alive, but it'll keep me limping. You know what I'm saying?
So,
Compared to the
so
daily inhaler that keeps me
the
like
thing about that,
functioning normal.
the thing about that, Ham, like I might be wrong, I might be dead wrong, but the basics that I understand about economics is, and I'm trying to push it to like the whole border thing that we're talking about. The more illegal people that you have in, right, coming in that don't have like education, housing, nothing, no paperwork, no whatever, there's a demand for all those things for those people. So the money that would have been spent for your daughter's education,
Right.
for your health, etc., now needs to go to them or needs to be stretched out for you and them. You get me? So there's less money for everyone. So now things are more expensive. And now you become even more expendable. Again, I might be wrong, right? I'm just doing weird math. I'm just doing basic math here. Basic economics from what I learned in school. What happens is because of this strain, there's less resources for everyone. So you even become more expendable because even when you're looking for work, you want $20 an hour. Me, Loke, right, that just rocked up, I can work for 10. You know what I mean?
Right. No,
I'm good.
100%. No, I get that.
And that has like it's like a cascade of cause and effect and cause and effect and cause and effect and cause and effect. And that meme of they took our jobs suddenly is not such a meme. It's not a meme. And actually, you know what? Let me put it up on the screen right now, just so we can be clear that this is not a United States problem. This is a developed country right next to another poor country situation. Helen Ziller is one of the politicians in South Africa who, and she's giving like a speech or whatever about the whole immigration thing. What's happening in the US, Ham? It's happening in South Africa.
Oh, it's happening
There's
in a
no
few
like
areas. I
racial,
think isn't it
there's no
happening in Paris
racial,
as well? Isn't it happening in
yeah.
Paris? Isn't it
But
happening
you know what happens? But
in
pause, Ham.
fucking
You know what
England too
usually
as well?
happens? You know what happens in places like Paris, places like England, places like the US, is that the majority of the population is white. So a lot of people try to make it into a racial thing. So that's why I'm bringing the South African example, because this is not a racial thing. This is a financial thing. Right? Let's listen to her little spiel here.
EA's position. If you're having these criteria for foreign nationals to be in South Africa, fine. But you've got to then have a state that can administer them.
I'm still here.
EA's position. If you're having these criteria for foreign nationals to be in South Africa, fine. But you've got to then have a state that can administer them in a reasonable amount of time, that can have turnaround times, and that knows how to apply its own law without corruption.
If you were to be in government tomorrow morning, what would you do with the foreign nationals that are undocumented and illegal in the country?
Well, first of all, we believe that the Zimbabweans who have been allowed to stay here on the Z permit, I think it's called.
There are 120,000.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
not many.
Yeah, they should be regularized. I mean, they've been here for a very, very long time. And they've added huge value to our economy, massive value to our economy. And because
this
they
not
had
sound
that
familiar,
Z permit, and you can't just take it away from them. I mean, it's something that we don't support that. We don't believe it should be just taken away from them. We believe that you have to have proper laws, you have to have proper border patrols, and you have to build state capacity.
Never heard
without
this kind of
corruption to
rhetoric.
administer them swiftly and properly.
Does it sound
That's what
familiar?
we believe.
But you would kick them out.
We're certainly not going to go rounding up people like concentration
That's what I'm
camps.
trying to understand.
No,
the
absolutely
nuts and
not.
bolts.
No,
Yes.
You've got to fix the system.
Yeah. But fixing the system when dealing with people that are already here are two different things. They're already here, and you know where to find them because they have jobs. And
when people have lived in a country for a certain amount of time, they develop certain rights to be in a country. That happens. It works like that all over the world, and it depends on what the law says. For how long do you have to be in a country legally with the right documentation to get a job
legally
to become a permanent resident or whatever else?
Let's talk about
what
the
if you're an
illegal
illegal?
who has no papers at all.
Well,
he paid a bribe at the border and has been here for 10 years.
Yeah, well, that's a serious matter, and people have to become legalized. I think what one would do would be to say you've got a certain amount of time to legalize your situation or face the consequences.
But how do I legalize? I'm already illegal. I'm afraid that by going to
Hello?
any official office.
The point I was trying to make
Okay.
here, Ham,
Man, I can't
is
wait
that
for my
this
turn
whole
to speak.
discussion, it's not racial. Anyone that ever in the chat, anyone that ever talks to you about France, England, Spain, the US, whatever, and brings race into the equation, it's rubbish. It is rubbish. It is an economic situation. That's all it is. South Africa is our version of the US in Southern Africa. It is super developed, Ham. Like super developed. They had the freaking World Cup there. And everyone goes there. I ended up going there for university. But then I realized something that a lot of other people realized, but I had choices back home. I'm going to be real about it. I had choices. So I was like, I'm not going to sit here and stay in this country. I'm going to go back home and be, I'm going to kill it back at home. And I made the right bet. But for a lot of people, especially the Zimbabweans, that's not much of a choice. Mozambique is well off compared to like Zimbabwe in terms of economics or whatever. So you won't find many legal Mozambicans in South Africa, but Zimbabweans, it's a lot. So it's a very complicated topic, but we need to focus on the financial aspect, not race or culture or whatever. Go ahead.
No, absolutely, because a lot of we hear this stuff and we act. I swear, a lot of people in America act like whether they're liberals or conservatives. They forget that there's other parts of the world, right? And they forget that, hey, this isn't the first time in the world somebody's felt the way that you feel. And everybody seems to act like the situation that they've been in, no one ever else has ever felt like this before, or seen this before, or dealt with this before. And it's just like, this is history repeating itself again. Really, just over here. You know what I'm saying? It's that's why you can look at the way that anybody thinks, speaks, and you can have a history of an ideology that matches it. Right? Oh, yes. So you like this. So you are Marxist or social or whatever the fuck, right? Like everybody loves the group people because history shows that you're typically going to land in one of these categories. Right? Because
yes.
Because we are people of nature, that we just do the same things and we see and we do what we see. right? Monkey see, monkey do, monkey pee all over you, whatever the fuck you want to say.
It's cyclical.
like it's literally that simple. So like when I see this kind of stuff, like what you're talking about with border patrol or with like prisons, and what do we do with like the bad guys and stuff like that, like what's the difference between that and like, you know, like in the past when people would be prisoned, or, you know, certain, you know, countries would be prisoned because they, or like tribes or something like that, because they were looked at as bad or whatnot. Like being a legit criminal is a little different though, right? So it's kind of so it's kind of a little interesting with our specific situation, in which we look at like somebody like Kamala or something like that, because a lot of people, like I said earlier, go off, well, she was, you know, AG, and you know, she got all these people in prison and stuff like that. I don't really buy that so much as I'm just like, how did she get into the position that she's in? That's what I'm kind of curious about. I'm not really curious about like everybody likes to talk about these casualties without names. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like it. I understand casualties, like even if it's one casualty, it matters, right? But like when you're using something to fight an argument, right? I feel like it's scummy to just put a big heaping pile of just like sadness and frustration out without really having any credibility or any kind of like proof with like a list of names and like families that signed it and are right behind you thinking the same way. Like yo, it would hit totally different if they were like, Kamala put all these people in prison and here's the list. Right? That would hit different.
That'd be fun.
And here's the list right here. And guess what? I got all these people ready to get on the phone and talk about their time while dealing with this person in this situation. Like that. We don't have that kind of clairvoyance. So it's just like it's just constantly running after the last tragedy. I feel like that's all we're kind of really doing here. Like there was one big tragedy with Trump, so now there's a tragedy with Democrats, and you know there's tragedy over here, tragedy over there, and vote for this tragedy because it's less of a tragedy than that tragedy. Like it's crazy.
Ham. Before I ask you who you think is going to win, I'm not going to ask you who you're going to vote for, because I know you guys are not allowed to say that in the US. Otherwise, you lose your job, your platform. Some people lose their wives and husbands. Anyways, Ham, I just want to address this letter very quickly, like what you said about he said he's going to address the American people after. I think this just reiterates my point that I made a couple of months ago, and some people laughed at me when I said that the US is like the capital city of the planet. Like that's the center, that's the heartbeat, and the American elections are not the American elections. I don't know if you saw, Ham, but there's people having like watch parties in Korea, in Sudan, in like Sweden, all over the world. There's people creating watch parties and discussing the US elections and everything. So, to the point that even your own president acknowledges that he's kind of not literally, don't come from my throat, but he's kind of the president of the planet, not the United States. Am I reaching?
I mean, the way I've always kind of looked at it is like you're the president of the fucking military. right? Like
And
nobody, like everybody wants your assistance. Everybody wants to make sure that like they're on the correct side of like next strike.
That they're good with you.
Or something like that. Yeah. It's like United States, like the one person, the one thing that everybody can like think of when they hear like the president of the United States is like the button, right? Oh no, like we're gonna give this guy responsibility of the button.
Like, maybe not a good idea.
I don't know if I want to give Trump the responsibility of the button. And it's like, oh shit, but Biden doesn't even know where the button is. And then it's like, oh, but we don't even know anything about Kamala. And do we want to give her the privilege of being able to hit the button too? And it's just like everybody's kind of like scared of that, right? Either you live in the United States or you don't.
Because it's going to affect everyone, dude.
So like exactly. So it's just like wild seeing the situation that we're currently in. It makes us
my personal situation. I am like directly affected by what happens in the US.
Yo, Texas always gets hit hard whenever shit like this happens. So I understand where you're coming from, bro.
All right, sure, whatever. Ham, who do you think is gonna win after this announcement?
I mean, Kamala hasn't officially been selected as the Democratic frontrunner yet. So based on where I'm at, I'd say probably Trump.
Let's assume Kamala gets chosen officially, because
I would say
Biden just endorsed it.
I would still probably say Trump, because I feel like a lot of people are scared of change more than they think. Where it felt like Biden was like just kind of like a second arm of Barack. I felt like a lot of people looked at Biden like Barack's going back in office because Biden's going back in office. Like I've literally heard people say shit like that.
Yeah, I mean Biden was Barack's guy, right? So it only makes sense.
Exactly. So like, but like the thing with Kamala, I'm just not sure if a lot of people. It's not that I think all these Democrats are going to start voting for Trump. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm not sure if as many Democrats are going to turn out to vote. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, but why wouldn't they, dude? Did you not see all those videos?
Like listen to this for a second.
Millions
Hear me out.
Of people.
Tom Brady leaves the Buccaneers. The first game of the Buccaneers next season. How do you feel the aura was? How do you think the aura was in that building?
Where, New England or in Tampa Bay? Which building are we talking about?
I'm talking about like, let's say, like Tom Brady retires from football. Like this has nothing to do with New England. New England is not in this conversation.
Okay.
It's just I'm saying Tom Brady leaves the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The next season's first game. Funeral. What's the aura in the room? Whether they have a good team or not.
Terrible.
Even if they have the next Super Bowl winning quarterback, the aura is still.
It's still not the. It's still not the GOAT, bro.
Right, exactly. It's just like, and I'm not starting to say Biden was the GOAT because he was by no means, right? Like there's a lot of people that like looked at him like this motherfucker needs to get up out of here. So like, so like I said with his note, like I congratulated him, saying like, or congratulated whoever is responsible for this whole situation, like good job. But at the same time, I'm just like, now we're in unfamiliar territory, right? Because maybe you were comfortable with Biden being there. You knew kind of what you're gonna get, even though maybe you didn't know what the fuck he was thinking, right? You still understood like this is his principles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now that you got to deal with Kamala, are you going to be able to hold that same energy? Or are you just going to be like, Trump's just gonna win. I'm not even gonna bother. I think there's gonna be a lot of people that do that. That's just like, this is screwed now. We're screwed. Like
maybe Twitter is bullshit, but I've seen a lot of people talking about we're going to vote for Kamala.
Oh, I'm sure.
I don't think.
Like, wouldn't that be the thing to say?
She's gonna lose by a large margin.
Wouldn't that be the thing to say? I mean, like, come on. Wouldn't that be the thing to say, though?
Wow.
I mean, there's some people that are gonna back no matter what, right? Let's say if it was the other way around, right? And like it happened where Biden ended up staying, and like and Trump was currently president. Biden ended up staying to go for the next election, but instead of Trump continuing to go versus Biden, it ended up being Mike Pence. You see what I'm saying?
No, because even I thought, like, I think Kamala should run instead of Biden. Even I thought it way before this even happened. Because Biden was old and people were memeing on him.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't a good look. You know what I mean? Like, Trump is old, but he seems competent. Biden, I used to question, like, can this guy get dressed on his own? Can he like shower on his own and wash every like section of his body without a sister? I don't know. You know what I mean? So me personally, I always thought, like, what, the best thing for them to do is actually to put Kamala Harris as the candidate. And I disagree with you. I think she's going to win.
Okay. I mean,
I think she's gonna win.
Either way,
yeah.
I'm probably not voting for either one of them. I'm probably voting third party. But I gotta do more research.
I'm not sitting here.
Now I gotta do more research.
All right. But I'm not saying you should tell us.
Now I gotta look into Kamala, and I gotta see all of that shit, and then I still gotta look into some of the into the third party shit. I don't know. Kanye's not on the ballot this time, so I can't vote for him.
Oh my Lord. This guy. A lot of Trump supporters, the polls show Trump has a sizable lead. I don't know, man. These polls, where are you getting these polls? Because you go to the Democrat polls, and Kamala Harris is already killing it, and she's not even like rubber stamped. You go to the Democrat polls, and it's like, yeah, I don't know who to believe. Which neutral poll do you know of?
There is none. There's none that you believe right now. I'm gonna tell you that as a person that has watched all of these elections from live here in America. I'm telling you, don't believe none of them until shit starts really ramping up. Like, this is all just, it's like, I mean, no disrespect, look, but it's like your polls. Or it's like me having a poll on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
It really is. Like, each outlet is gonna have its certain
demographic
viewers, certain favorite viewers, and they're gonna essentially kind of rig it in their favor.
Yeah, like you go to an Xbox
Either they
guy,
think they're neutral or not.
Who's winning the console war? Obviously, it's going to be Xbox that's winning the console war. But if you go to the Nintendo guy,
I go to the Young Turks page. I don't think the Republicans are killing it on the Young Turks page. They might be.
Probably
they
no
might
one's
be,
voting.
but I doubt it.
Yeah. Anyways, welcome in, Oshus. Welcome into the second hour of Everything But Gaming. Mr. Oshus, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Biden stepping away? And assuming Kamala Harris is rubber stamped, who do you think is going to win?
I think the writing is on the wall. It's pretty obvious. This election is going to go to Trump.
Rubbish.
Like, he won this election after that debate. Like, if you're, I think like you really have to be ignoring a lot of facts for you to think that like the Dems have a chance. Like, they're just so weak right now, man. Like they've not created any sort of, how can I say, the momentum is against them, and everything that they've done to try and sort of vilify or go after Trump has backfired and has made him this sort of like a martyr. And this assassination attempt just put all that over the top. Now you can't even say bad shit about. Can you imagine? The media is like, got a gag order. They can't even say negative things about Trump anymore. It's not easy anymore like they used to. So yeah,
but I just feel like, yes, Trump had the momentum after the failed assassination attempt, but after this announcement, I think it's shifting. I think it's shifting to the Democrat side. Okay, so you think Trump's gonna win? Ty, welcome in. How are you?
Hey, what's up? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you with that voice, that sultry voice. Ty, what do you think about Biden stepping away? And who do you think is going to win if we assume Kamala Harris wins? So if she gets chosen as the Democrats representation.
Initially, so I thought for me that if Biden steps away, I think the Democrats definitely lose. It kind of felt like he had to be the one, especially after the shot. Now that that's
even with Harris.
Yeah, but no one likes her, right? Like, who is she? She's not popular at all.
She's a black woman, dude. America is all about. Like,
honestly, I don't think that's even that relevant. I don't think that's relevant, to be honest with you. I think
that's all I see on Twitter. Like, the trending tweets about Harris is just people talking about her sexuality and her skin color. No one's talking about her policies. No one's talking about her vision. Nothing. All the tweets that are trending about Kamala Harris is people talking about her sexuality and her gender.
I don't understand
and
why.
her skin color.
I hate to cut in, but I just for the love of God, I don't understand why the whole world or any part of the world cares about anything about sexuality. Like, why is that a topic ever? Like, unless it's like unless it has to do with keeping the kids safe. And I mean keeping the kids safe from, like, adults loving children. Like, as long as those two things are, as long as that's taken care of,
I love my
as long as that's taken care of, there is nothing sexual. No government needs to tell nobody, and I'm not interested in any of the bullshit. I'm not. It's just like so.
You guys want to look up what's trending for Kamala Harris then?
What like that should never be a topic. Like, and it stinks. It stinks because to me it's just like a waste of time for everybody. That this whole thing is just like a situation.
But you see, I don't think like when I talk to my American friends and I ask them, because they speak about Biden's age, they speak about all these things, and I ask them, like, well, what policies did Biden do that you like? What policies did Trump do that you like? And the answer is there's nothing. They don't know anything. So there's this over focus on the person as opposed to what the person is actually going to do. Like, I was speaking to this guy. He's he's from the LGBTQ community, and he doesn't want to vote for Biden. This was a while ago now, and I'm thinking, okay, but if you don't vote for him, like, what happens then? Like who's the other guy who's going to win? And he just kept on telling me these things like, oh, Biden is this, Biden is that, and I'm telling him that there is no situation where you're always going to get your perfect candidate, right? That's just impossible. You have to go for the guy who's going to move the country in the direction that you want it to go in. If you're someone who's on the left, then the easy choice is Kamala. If someone's on the right, then obviously you go for Trump. But I just find it interesting that when I speak to Americans about this topic, they never tell me policies. They just tell me you know what, this guy did this guy is funny, this guy said that. I think that's a problem. So I'm not surprised that all the conversations about Camilla, you know, is she black, is she Indian, because nobody cares about her policies. They just care about their identity stuff.
And it's tragic. It stinks.
Are you guys seeing what's on the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but these people are just trolling. People that do stuff like that are just trolling, man. Like they literally are like either too far to the one side or they just a bunch of trolls. Because honestly, I mean, like for one, I knew what Obama was running on. He was running on healthcare. I mean, that was the foundation of his second term campaign. I can't remember his first term campaign was kind of like very smoke and mirrors.
Come on, man. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just seen that.
You see,
I've seen that,
right?
Yeah, we did see that. But like this is now like probably from right wingers.
Oh my God! What plantation on? Oh no, we're not doing this.
See, like this is wild.
This is just
but see, this is gonna happen for sure. Like, I don't think she's been
just like wild.
She's being
like
interrogated to this extent.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying I need to see like legit news and news like sites like, you know, the Wall Street Journal and like all of these
but
things.
But even they already have agendas, bro.
Sure, but then that's the problem. Something that you can hold more accountable than Cool Blue.
Actually, you can't hold CNN accountable. You literally
can hold them more accountable, like in more of a unified sense, as like everybody knows this. We can all look at that the same way and be like, yeah.
They have journalistic standards.
I follow Cool Blue. What do you follow? And they're like, this Unker or whatever that fucking site was right there. Or you know, like, I mean, then we're picking at ants.
I was saying they have like journalistic standards, right? So there is some type of truths, like they can't just come out and outright lie. Like they have to report. Whereas all this Twitter stuff, like this is all Twitter stuff are opinion pieces. Like you're never gonna get like the truth. You're not gonna get facts.
But like both
That's
media,
yeah, exactly.
Sort of found to be lying at a lot of times.
Oh, like suddenly it matters. I love it.
Like, Taye, between
suddenly,
Fox and
age matters. When Biden was running, it's fine. He knows what he's doing. Now age is a thing. Sorry, go ahead, Oshis.
No, I was just saying that I don't think CNN or Fox or any mainstream media is as reputable at all. If you just look at what's happened in the last couple of years, like all that, like both of them, like I mean, like the whole thing where now there's like this almost like a gag order in terms of like what you say about Trump is because the progressive media has literally painted him as like this Hitler, and that's the literal term that's being used. And none of that is legit. None of anything that they've said about him in terms of attacking his character is legit. And they're not supposed to do that. Like, I mean, news is not supposed to take sides. But what we've seen is that you've got left-wing media and you've got right-wing media in America now. So no one is reliable. They're just as reliable as Twitter and the grifters on Twitter who are very much rooted in their sides. Who do you trust?
Who has imagine being a country. That's ridiculous.
Well, I think it's about knowing exactly where you're getting your news source from, right? And then you can make an analysis as to what seems correct or not. But also, I think it's important to know what's an opinion piece and what's actually like reported in news. Like I find people they gravitate to what they want to hear, what they want to listen to, and that's pretty much just it. But if you actually like listen, I watch CNN sometimes. I've seen it a few times, and yeah, they're biased, but I haven't, even if they were to mess up, right, at least you can hold them accountable to some extent, right? They'll come out, they'll apologize or whatever it is. Who on Twitter is going to apologize for something they got wrong? It's kind of like football, right? When everyone's saying buy this player, buy that player, you messed up, whatever it is, and as soon as you buy that player and that player flops, they're quiet now. The person who suffers is the manager, right? Because he's the one who flops, right?
Yes.
So I think I would never hold anyone on Twitter to account, because as soon as they get something wrong, no one cares. they're just gonna keep saying whatever they want to say to get the viewers. Whereas at least with these mainstream corporate news networks, you can't hold them to accountable. You can sue them. If things gets really bad, you can sue them. You can go for defamation. You can do all these things. Like no one cares about like Harry from Twitter. Just you're muted.
Yes. But like Taye, if you are an influencer and you do like, of course, like like a lot of the guys that like, for instance, on YouTube, you can get demonetized, and that can even result in people can sue you. Like in America, you can sue anyone you want. So like you still, if you say something and you have a large following, they are, and I don't know how far this extends. I don't know much like like the details of like the whole is it the First or Second Amendment with like the freedom of speech. I don't know how far that extends, but you are held accountable. Yes, I get what you're saying in terms of like they're supposed to be held to a higher standard, which is why Fox fired dude who's now on Twitter. What's his name? Tucker Carlson, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, they fired him because of the fact that they were gonna get sued like crazy because of how far they leaned to the to the other side.
That's the whole accountable part, though, that we're kind of talking about, though. So you're kind of proving it by talking about this right now.
But you, as a streamer as well, excuse me, you can also be held accountable. Someone can sue you if they feel that like you said something that misrepresented. Depending, of course, what you said and like how far, what happened, what are the consequences.
Yeah, but on YouTube it's going to be a lot more difficult because like these are smaller accounts, number one, and number two, it's their reach is a lot different. So you actually have to prove that like you are actually really harmed by this, right? Whereas if CNN says something about you, it's not even the fact that like it's hard or whatever it is. The fact that a corporate news network has spread misinformation about you already is already grounds for you to sue them. So they have to be a lot more careful and walk that line. I think people misunderstand opinion pieces with actually news coverage, right? So like it's okay, like right now, if look right now, this is a news network and he said, yo, this is the opinion piece conversation. We can all say whatever the hell we want and it could be wrong, but like look and say, yo, this is opinion. I'm not reporting the news. I'm just telling you what Tyre feels about this topic, what Luke feels, blah, 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 blah. So I think it's a little bit different. I wouldn't say it's the same.
Yes. Alex Jones, actually, like that's a good, I think, example of what I'm about because he was an influencer, but he had he had his news
going through a hell of a lawsuit right now.
Yeah, like I mean, like literally, I think it's like $1 billion. Like it's a ridiculous amount that he's being sued for the whole Sandy Hook controversy because he was an influencer that did a lot of the things like a lot of like what the grifters do because they follow exactly the same formula, but they're much more careful in terms of like when they even like you watch their channels, they censor so many things because they want to stay monetized. So
seriously,
they almost
first woman president, first black woman president, first Indian origin, first woman president, first black bro. What is she going to do for bro? I don't know about
Isn't
that.
she like from the Indies or something? Like
I think her mom is Indian and her dad is Jamaican.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. You nailed it.
All right. So
I know her dad. I thought it was like Bohemian or I think it was Bohemian, right?
Bohemian.
I'm not too sure.
Is she?
If they wanted a black woman to run, they should have let Oprah run.
Who?
Oprah.
Nah.
Oprah would win an election.
Nah, man.
Yeah.
Nah, no way.
She don't want to run because she don't want nobody to open up them secrets.
But because you do have to.
But she's likable, man. Like nobody. Well, now she's
her body's telling her. No,
you see, I think this is like I think this is the problem though, because like it focuses so much on people as opposed to like their policies. Like throughout this whole Biden thing, I have people who like the fact that if you're American, you'd vote for Biden is disgusting. How could you vote for somebody who has a mental health problem and he has this and that? And I'm like, what's the alternative? I don't understand. Like, I'm going to vote for the person. I don't care if he's half there or half not, who's going to, push my agenda forward. And it's baffling that they can't even see this. You know, it's
And what
I
sucks,
speak to a girl who's very she's about pro-choice, all that kind of stuff, and she's saying the same thing. I'm thinking, who do you think took away Roe v. Wade? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, are you because you're focused on the person? The country's going to be run. The next 4 years or the next 10 years of the country is going to be run by who wins. Why would you want you or your children to go through a lifestyle, or a conservative movement within the country where you're not conservative yourself? It doesn't make sense. So you gotta vote. Like, and somebody told me, like, yeah, but that's very what's the word, like, like you're not willing to switch between sides. I'm like, yeah, because both parties are entirely different. They have nothing in common.
Are they though?
They're entirely different.
I don't see much difference.
So. Ham, can I ask you a question as an American? Like,
it's weird to be the only American on the panel. That's wild.
Let's go. He fucking said it. Everyone, you heard that. I'm not in Texas. Everyone heard that. Everyone
I heard it.
That. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, Lo,
go ahead.
You're African, but you're in Texan. I said only, like,
oh, come on.
Like,
go ahead, Oshis.
I just want to find out, like, have you seen, and maybe you can then give us, because again, if it comes down to like what affects the man on the street, as an American, between when, like, from 2016 to 2020, when Donald Trump was in charge, or was the president.
Okay.
Have you seen a significant difference in your way of life in terms of like your day-to-day as an average American? And who would you say, in terms of like benefits and disadvantages, that you've gained from between the two terms? Because it's 4-4. They've both had, and this one is almost done. So between the two, based on just practical things that you've seen in your life.
I tell you what, there was definitely some definite advantages in the Trump era. Whether people want to accept it or not, that's the reality. I've never seen gas drop as far as it dropped. You don't like you laugh. That's a daily essential thing for me.
100%. Yeah, and to me that makes sense.
That's an essential daily thing for me. People, you know what's not daily and essential? Like people's sexual practices.
Exactly.
I don't care about that.
But that's exactly my thing. Is that
I don't care what Trump thinks about it, and I don't care what Biden thinks about it. I don't care what Kamala. I don't care what Dawala. I don't care. I don't care what anybody fucking thinks about that shit. When I'm on my way to work and I turn on my car and I'm like, fuck, gas lights on, and I drive up and I'm looking at my budget for what I can spend for the week, and I pull up and I'm just like, yeah, easy full tank right now. Like it ain't Thursday. I get paid in a couple days, and budget's looking good. I look at those gas prices and I'm like, ugh. Like now when I leave home, I look at gas prices and I'm in Iowa, bro. I can't imagine living in a big city. I'm in fucking Iowa. I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere. I go to the gas pump and it's fucking $3.70 per gallon. $3.70 per. That means in Chicago it's like $7-8. You know what I'm saying? Which is wild to me. So I'm thinking day to day, my type of shit that like what you asked, what benefited me. That was one of the big benefits, right? One of the non-benefits, but wasn't really a thing, was all the agony going on around me from Trump being the president. That's what was baffling to me. Was just like, I don't like other than the
did
people,
it have a real impact on your life?
You know what? I'll be honest. The negative part of having Trump as the president was all of the like him needing to, and it's the exact same thing I started out this podcast with, and I just got done talking about this whole sexual shit. This whole like, oh, you can't have abortions in this state anymore, or like his whole thing, which he didn't even really do. He didn't say, hey, Alabama, you can't do this. He said, I'm giving it up to the states for y'all to figure it out on y'all own. That's what he did. And then the states were like, really?
Oh my God.
Well, I got something for you. and Alabama was like,
Bet.
done. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he set something in place that made a lot of negative things happen. And in one way, it's like, fuck, man, like we knew that was gonna happen once you did that. Like, that's kind of not cool. But at the same time, it's like, isn't that kind of what America was supposed to be, though? Like choices? Like, sorry if you, I mean, this sounds rash and fucked up. But like, it's just like, I mean, I didn't like living in a certain spot anymore. I got the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to do that. And people don't want to do that, but I understand you got your whole family here and everything, and this is different to you. But if your ideology is so important that you have to live by it, you cannot blame your neighbors for being happy with it when you have the opportunity to do whatever the fuck you want.
So Ham, just to ask the question again. So who do you feel that your lifestyle benefited the most from? Trump or Biden's presidency?
Oh, for sure. Well, no. Then for sure, it would definitely have to be Trump then.
Oh my God. I can't do this podcast anymore.
And then the important thing about that is then that's what's important.
I didn't even vote for him.
Like, and that's what's important to people, though. That's what people think about. Like,
but like I said, I had more money. I was making more money and spending less during that time period, and that's the whole point of that. That's a big part of living.
It's a big part of why people vote, whether left or right. It's about
I think
I can also tell you this comfortably too. Because I know a lot of people are going to look at him. He's a Trumper. No, I had a better living when Bush got the fuck out of office. When Obama came in, the whole Obama healthcare, the Obamacare thing rolled out. I benefited off of that. That's another thing that's negative in the Trump side. He killed some of that shit.
You wanted to kill it some more in his second term.
So, like, but you asked a specific question, Ashish. You said, which one did I benefit off of more between Biden and Trump? You didn't ask me between Biden and every other president. You asked me specifically between Biden and Trump. And for me, it was Trump. I don't know how it was in your place
Trump's
or what.
America. What the hell?
That's how it was for me at my time.
We were good with Trump. Like things were good when Trump was.
What does it matter to you? You ain't in America, sucker.
But like I mean,
no, man. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself, fam. No.
Here you go, love with this whole president of the world, top flight security of the world.
Listen to this,
dude. Research the U.S. dollar, Ham. Research the U.S. dollar affects the entire planet.
Games were cheaper under Trump.
Top flight security of the world.
Gaddafi, Ham. There's a reason Muammar Gaddafi woke up. Muammar Gaddafi woke up and he was like, "Oh, let Africans make our own currency, and we're going to start trading oil just amongst ourselves. Not just oil, but all these resources that make laptops and all this stuff. We're going to trade it amongst ourselves, and then we're going to set a floor price for Americans, for Europeans, and Asians." You know what happened to Gaddafi?
Obama took him
It's
out.
real out here, dog. It's real. Anyone that tries
Obama
to
called a drive-by.
Go and check what happens to people that mess with the US dollar. Try that. Try it.
But like,
games were cheaper under Trump.
Yeah, games were cheaper. Like our games were cheaper.
Did you say games were cheaper under Trump?
I did.
This motherfucker right here.
Like, I'm serious. Like, we paid less for games.
You know I can silence your mic, right? I ain't gonna do it, but you know.
But you don't think there's a bit of short-term looking at money?
Do you know why he's not lying? Hey, Taya, your volume's low.
Is it?
You need to increase
it is. Your volume's like completely different.
Yeah.
Is it better?
It sounds like it's on a different microphone.
Well. Okay, yeah. Let me head to the sentence. Hold on.
All right. While he fixed that, Ham, I checked something real quick because I was researching some stuff for Wednesday's show with Game Pass and Xbox responding to the whole FTC thing. Right now, I currently pay the equivalent of $10 for a Game Pass Ultimate, right? Which translate to about 600 meticals, which is my currency in Mozambique. In Trump's reign, I paid about 400 meticals instead of 600. So that's all. I don't know if the games were actually cheaper with Trump. I'm just saying that right now I'm paying 600 and I was paying 700. And I've always only paid for Ultimate. I'd never paid for like the mid-tier, bottom, whatever. I always paid for Ultimate.
Do you guys focus on the fact that, you know, something can happen, right? But the question is like, why did it happen, and how do you address that problem? So, for example, gas prices have gone up all around the world, right? And it happened because of you know, of Russia kind of going into Ukraine, at least in Europe anyway. So for me, I'm not looking at, okay, well, this happened under your reign, so now I'm going to have a knee-jerk reaction and vote you out. The question is, okay, this has happened. This was, you know, unpredicted or unprecedented. How do you respond to it? That's kind of what I'm focused on. So even with COVID, for example, right? COVID happened. You know, how did Trump respond to it? And I think he responded well.
Let's be fair. Let's be fair. Russia invaded the Ukraine. Do we know if they would have invaded if Trump was there?
Why do you think they wouldn't have?
That's a brilliant question.
That's not even the point, bro. We were just talking about football managers and buying players and selling players, and whether they win or lose, you still have to bite the dust if shit goes south on your watch. No one cares that the star player was injured for the entire season that you were the coach. That's not even the point. The point is it went south when you hopped on. This business about, oh, we don't know. No, what happened when you were in charge?
And even like the Palestine
because
thing,
the successes, hold on, let me finish. Because the successes, Ty, his successes, you will never try to take away from him. You will never try to take away Biden's successes. Those are his. So why is it the negatives, those are not his? Those
because
are uncontrollable factors.
Because the failures, because how you respond to the problems is how you determine someone succeeded or not. For example, I wouldn't give Trump any minus points for COVID. I would give him points based on how he responds to that situation. That's where it should be, right?
So again, you still have to deal with whatever shit show happens tomorrow because you got elected.
No, you do, but the question is, how do you deal with it?
Saying that you didn't, when you ran for that ballot, you did not say, I'm here to govern the US as long as we maintain the current status quo.
Yeah, but put this way, yeah. If you wanted to hire, like, if you wanted to hire a CEO,
for the next 4 years.
But put it this way, if you wanted to hire a CEO, yeah, the first thing you would do is you wouldn't just hire him just based on whatever his stats. Yeah, you look at the fact that, like, hey, listen, how does he respond to controversy? So you might have a CEO who has 7 controversies, right? Random stuff, you know, Facebook came into power and now Google's going down. You know,
Google.
You know, whatever you want to say can happen. Yeah, the question is, how did he respond? And did he respond in a way? Make the world great. I mean, yeah. I mean, sure.
Bro.
The question is, did he respond in a way that was appropriate? Right? That's what matters. There's no point having somebody who is in power who, when trouble comes along, falls apart, right?
Ty,
What's up?
And it goes back to Ham's response. Do you care that your CEO is dramatic and flamboyant and is controversial if you're making profits? No one gives a shit. We have to be honest about this. No one cares as long as you're getting the dubs. It's why the CEO from Activision, no one fired him. There was all these sexual allegations, all these firings while he was giving himself 10 times a raise or whatever, Bobby Kotick. No one touched him.
Yeah, but like, okay, but what were Trump's dubs then, right?
Bank for them. Ham just gave you one of them.
Which was?
Which was he was paying less for gas.
And that's what people care about, is like paying for stuff.
If you go to the comments, Sergeant Sentinel and I think Drawn TJ, people are putting their experiences of what was going on in their life with Trump, talking about they were making more, or no, they're making more today, but they buy less at the grocery store.
And I'm sorry, man. Like, that's what matters. Is like, that's what people, and like none of this other stuff matters. And then this is the thing that I feel that like the Democrats have lost sight of, is the fact
that's the thing. I actually think it does matter. I think the long-term view 100% matters, because these are, from what I'm getting, is these are all knee-jerk reactions. Right? Put it this way: anyone can come and make short-term policies that benefits the people in that specific term, but has long-term consequences. Yes. So the question is, do you want to like be happy now and get that candy and feel good, and in the future where your kids suffer for that situation, right? Like these are not future thinking policies. These are very selfish policies, right? So when the gas prices goes up here, I'm not looking at my leader and saying, well, this is all your fault. I'm saying, well, how are you going to respond to this? And then if you say, you know what, we messed up, we're relying too much on Russia, we're gonna focus on green energy now a little bit more. These are smart things I want to see. I want to see you react to things like this. That shows competence.
Taye, let me burst your bubble real quick, brother.
You ain't bursting nothing, but go ahead.
That is highbrow thinking, my brother. That is someone that went to college, finished college, has himself a nice old job, reads newspapers, understands context, etc., etc. My brother, can we agree that the vast majority of the human population is not thinking about, oh, taxes need to go up so we can have better hospitals, schools, roads, etc. The only thing that most people are thinking about, the things that people are thinking about is gas has gone up since this guy came in office. Electricity went up.
Yep.
Now I can't drink as much because he put like an alcohol bill or whatever, or tariff, not thinking that this politician put this tariff in place so you'd have less bootleg alcohol and have more genuine alcohol come into the. Most people are not thinking about that. Most people are literally thinking about the next 24 hours.
And Taye, like to Loke's point when it comes to this, is that it's and this is why government is there. If government wasn't focusing on all this nonsense, then they could look at, because the voter or the individual within the government, or sorry, within the country, that should not be his responsibility to think about like what's going to happen 50 years from now. That's what the government, that's why you vote for these people that are supposed to be, or to have the expertise, that are supposed to have like almost like the direction to know or plan and do all that. You as the individual, you should vote for your own personal interest. And that is, for me, the most practical things. How has your way of life changed during the time that person is in? Because they only have 4 years. They only have 4 years. And they should make, and it's their responsibility to make those 4 years count towards you, the individual. They're not supposed to make it count 50. That's not what they campaign for. They don't say in 50 years, this is what will happen. They say this is what we're going to do for you, and this is what's going to change for your lifestyle now. Because your kids need to eat now. They don't need to eat 50 years from now, unfortunately. Yes, I get like in terms of like, if we're thinking about like the country, the society, humanity, all these things are progressive, great ideas that will further the cause of whatever. But if you cannot get people taken care of now, then what's the point? No one, like, who benefits? People want their kids to have good lives now, not 50 years from now, unfortunately.
I completely agree. I think the issue that I see here is, maybe like what I was identifying initially was, I don't ascribe failure when something else happens in the world that is somewhat out of your control. And I'm more focused on how are you going to respond to that. So when I look at, let's say, Israel, Palestine, I look at Biden and I say, well, how are you responding to that, right? And I find it funny because, I'll speak to some Muslim friends and they'll say, well, I don't like Biden because of whatever it is. And I'm confused, I'm baffled because it's such a simple, basic way of thinking. You don't like Biden because of his policies on Palestine. What do you think the other guy's going to do? What's Trump going to do? Is it going to be better for Palestine? The answer is no. So I don't get it. It's like, it's like I'm a black guy, and you might have somebody who maybe is a bit adverse towards me and my people, but if the other guy is 10 times worse, there's no way I'm gonna let him get into power. I'm gonna try my best to not put him in power, right? So I find the thinking very simple and basic. I just can't get it.
Which goes back to what I said before, dude. Which goes back to what I said before.
That people are stupid.
Most people
I agree.
Are simple and basic.
I don't think people are stupid. I
think deep dive analysis into this shit.
It's the thing. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's not stupidity as much as it's
necessity.
As much as it's like just another repetition. To be honest,
but like
it's like you have this way things kind of go down, right? Every 4 to 8 years, this kind of stuff happens. That's why you have the stigma that is of people saying every presidency feels the same, right? Even though we think about, the terms and everything, the term limits and whatnot have been here for decades now, right? Like for a long time. And we've clearly had a progression in digression in certain areas. We've grown in population, and it's just like I don't know. I think it's just like things have been the same in terms of like repetition and the way that things go down, but the scale has changed so much that it kind of just doesn't work as well anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get
where it's just like, I thought this book, was gonna, when I first sat down and looked at this book, it was 10 pages long. I got to page 10 and there was 11, and there was 12, and then there was 13. And then before I noticed, I had got about 1,000 pages in, and I'm like, wait. What were we thinking at the beginning? You know what I'm saying? What was the whole purpose of this? What was there supposed to be something that evolved from this? What was the plans of the people that made this country? Did they see this happening? And I can tell you now, no.
Probably no.
They show as hell no. Those people barely even could stand being around black folks. You think they anticipated this world today? You know what I'm saying? It's just like we're still using the same ideology as and we're still using the same ideology and laws that we had then, and we're trying to make them make sense today. And it's just some do because it's just like basic. It's like it's kind of like basic needs or stuff like that, or what's perceived to be like rational or I guess ethical, like freedom of speech and stuff like that. We consider that ethically necessary, right? but like there were, but that was right next to like segregation laws and shit like that, which was like ethically like completely unnecessary. But if you look, if at this very day, if you go through the states and look at their laws, like some of them, you're like, how is that still legal? But it is. And like, you'd be surprised how shocking and inappropriate some of the laws are.
Yeah, I've seen some of the laws a little bit wild with crazy stuff.
Fellas,
some are just goofy, like horses and on highways and stuff like that. Like some are just goofy, but like yeah.
Do you guys not see it as like a problem that because I have these conversations with people on Discord as well, and it's just this very, very simple, basic, stupid takes, and I find them very irritating. That how could you have an opinion that could change how your country proceeds, or even change the life of other people, and you're just going surface level? It's I'm not listen. I'm agreeing with you guys that like, yeah, people don't really care about these things, but I'm just baffled that like they have like, I have this discussions with people yet, and as soon as you ask them like just one simple question, everything falls apart. I'm thinking,
their mind
how
freezes.
they don't know.
Shocked.
Yeah,
I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked at all by people just being surface level, and it works in every single realm.
Yeah,
go to video
most
commentary,
of life is
music
level.
commentary. Most people surface level. No one is
Don't you have
policies.
The way our brain engages in this stuff is surface level. It takes
but the why engage? I guess that's my question. Is like, why do people try to
have
engage
a true understanding of anything? Like, you want to have a true understanding on something as simple as concrete. You can't just take it. Oh, it's hard. Like you can't just take it at surface level. Like, you got to look into. Oh, why does this chemical reaction happen? And then you know, like, you have to look deeper into everything. And I think that most people, when you just ask them that, it's not that they lack the knowledge or lack the comprehension. I feel like most people just lack the time, or they either lack the time or they lack the empathy for that.
Like they need to amend their answers then, right? Because even like when the Israel-Palestine thing kicked off, I said to myself like, oh, you know, like, yeah, you know, it is what it is. But then when I started to look into a little bit more, it became a little bit more complicated than I initially thought. And and I remember like speaking to a friend about it, and I was like, yeah, you know, I'm not really too sure about certain things. And you know, his take was just like, how, why? And I'm like, well, have you even actually tried to look into any of these things? Have you even like done anything? Like, and the thing is, all you have to do is say like, well, what I think is this, or I'm not too sure. But when you make these like definitive statements as if like you are correct and accurate, then I think that's just like the part that really gets on my nerves.
And anyone that disagrees with me is an ist or a phobe or whatever.
Yes.
You're the worst type of human being.
Any single name, you know.
Yes. Ushers.
That's the big problem with surface level, is like, you never really get to understand because you're so you're so in the moment of right now that you can't like you can't. And I think this kind of goes back to what I just finished my last statement saying: lack of empathy. You can't put yourself in anybody else's shoes. You don't know how to.
Yeah.
You don't know how to. And even the people that say they are the most understanding are some of the least empathetic still. Yeah, I understand you, but I still don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's hard to ask people to care about something that you care about. It's just a hard sell, and that's worldwide.
Just a quick way. So you guys are fans of Trump, or the way he goes on, his views, policies?
Well, let me give you a very succinct response on this one. Rachie said two very important things here in the chat. I highlighted them. The first thing he said is Trump brought the money to the USA by destroying the economy of everyone else. The USA is very powerful. Rachie is Canadian. And then he also said, as a Canadian, I can guarantee Trump is the best choice for the American economy, but worse for the world economy. But something tells me the next gen console will be $800. So, what I wanted to be very clear about here is that I am not a fan of Trump, not a fan of any politician. I see politicians as people. I see them the way the ancient Greeks expected us to see them. They are public servants. They serve us. That is how I see every politician. If I lived in the US, I'm going for the guy that's going to guarantee that I make more money, that I have more buying power, and that I am the priority as an American.
So you're voting for Trump?
That's what I'm doing. And I do it here in Mozambique as well. I vote for the political party that I feel is going to make my life easier.
Yeah.
Simple as. As soon as a politician comes into Mozambique and says that my priority is the rest of the world, it's South Africa, it's taking in refugees from Zimbabwe, even though I went to school there. My priority is taking in these white South Africans that are giving up on South Africa because of all the black unrest. And I say, as soon as I hear politicians say that shit, I'm out. I'm out.
But you wouldn't vote for Trump still, then?
I'm here, and I need someone who's going to serve me.
No, because I'm saying the reason why I wouldn't vote for Trump is because, when it comes to these discussions, like, yeah, I mean, the economics makes sense, but there's also the social aspect of things, right? And I think that's probably more important because it's the social aspect that's probably going to even lead to economic benefits. So, for example, if you look at like, let's say somebody says, hey, listen, let's put my money into these ghettos, these gangster field locations, blah, 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 this kind of stuff. You're helping those people to stop being in poverty. And then they're going to, go to school. They're going to, get better. Like, these are social policies that have a long-term effect on the country going forward. Whereas the current way of just focus on money is going to lead to the stronger divide between rich and poor. So that's what I'm saying. These are this kind of takes at the thing that kind of makes me think about, like, why are people like this sometimes? Because it's bigger than what can I get in my pocket right now. The real take is, okay, fine, how is this going to benefit me and my children and blah blah blah, etc., etc., etc. I do get your point in the sense that, like, people don't really think that far ahead.
Part of what he's saying, though, like, because what goes into his pocket is good for his children, right?
No, but you see, I feel like when we talk about going in people's pockets, yeah, it's going to go in people's pockets, but whose pockets, right? It's going to be people who are more in the higher bracket, right? And everyone in the lower bracket, because that money has to come from somewhere. Like,
okay,
they don't want that divide.
Let me give you another example. Let me give you another example with money. Let me give you an example of what happens in Mozambique. A couple of years ago, I had some money. I went into a partnership to buy a farm, and we were going to produce maize meal and send it to various suppliers in India. They gave us a very nice price. I was looking to become a millionaire. No joke. We're halfway through producing. I'm going to get my paperwork at the Ministry of Agriculture. When I go to the port, I get the information that in Mozambique, there's only 2 entities that are allowed to export maize meal outside Mozambique. Both of these entities are registered by the government and they have a monopoly. And the price that they offer us is prohibitive. We don't make a profit. We barely make a profit. Of working the whole year, we make a tiny little profit because of how much they tell us they're going to pay. And they don't negotiate, no nothing, because by law, you can only go through them. So if someone else came up with a political party that had real traction, and that political party was like, bro, we're going to eliminate all these barriers for people that want to open small to medium businesses. We're going to demolish all of it. It's free trade. We're going to make Mozambique the United States of America financially. bro, I'm voting for that guy. I don't care. Oh, he has a sexual misconduct, bro. I don't care. I'm voting for that guy. I'm going on the campaign trail. I'm taking pictures. People are gonna shit on me. People are gonna do whatever. I don't care. Because as soon as that guy gets in office, he's going to do what's most important for me. And what's most important for me is building a legacy. I already have my family. I want to build a financial legacy. I feel limited. This guy is coming here and he wants to open up the gates. Yes, a whole lot of people that are even richer than me, wealthier than me, are going to they're going to do whatever they can and make even more money. But what about me? Can I also go through that gate? Can I get a fair shot? Because that's essentially that's the American dream, bro. The American dream, at least that's what we all grew up on, is if you're someone that wants to work hard, this is a place that's going to reward you. For some of us that live in countries that don't give you that opportunity, seeing that chance come to my side, I don't care about all this social stuff, bro. I don't care. And I think a lot of people don't care. A lot of people care about the fact that, bro, I work hard, but I can't afford a car. I work hard, but I can't afford another child.
Yeah,
That's what a lot of people care on the ground level, bro.
Look, can I ask you a question?
What?
And actually, I'm making a statement. Like, this is actually what I've observed. African conservatives are even way more extreme in terms of like what they will and will not allow, generally across the board.
We're talking about finance or what, social?
No, I'm talking about social in terms of what's acceptable, because what a lot of the stuff that Tai is talking about is aggressive stuff. Like we are like in our countries, like what at least in America you can still have the debate, and like you can argue and you can call people out who disagree with you, who maybe hold a belief that is rooted in religion. African conservatives, like, I mean, like, they just ban, my man. Like, if like there's countries where that like any topic of like what we're talking about, like the sexualization, or that's not even, we're still having the same conversation we were having in the 30s. That's what it is. What it is. That's a fact.
There's no conversation being had. What are you talking about?
Yeah, like there's countries where that's a crime. So what I'm saying is that America, despite the fact that like like there's a lot of the people in America, their mindsets, I see that a lot on a day-to-day in Africa, in Africans, in terms of how they think about groups that are othered or that are different from them. So I can see where they're coming from. It's not that, it's just how people are cultured. It's got nothing to do with them being less intelligent or not. It's just what's important to people and what they are used to seeing on a day-to-day basis. That's what it comes down to. And Africa is a lot of that. Africans have more in common with conservatives than they do liberals. Period.
That's true. That's true.
I was like,
everybody wants to make fun of the dumb Southern motherfuckers until they build a whole house on your ass and you don't know how to use a hammer, right? I mean, everyone is smart in their areas of expertise, but people like to say, "Oh no, there's a line of smart and dumb," and I'm like, "No, there's not. They're just not smart at what you're smart at." That's just what it is.
If the world falls apart, that guy that doesn't know how to speak English, he knows how to fish. What about you?
Facts.
What are you about to do, huh, Mr. Loke 7? What are you about to do? The world falls apart. No more credit cards. No more nothing. What's up? Do you know how to farm? Do you know how to plant?
Do you have a driver's license,
bro? Do you know
like
drive a tractor?
There are a lot of people that can't even drive, bro.
Okay, I got another question for you guys. How much moral values do you put on these decisions then, like to elect a leader? Like, would you put in place somebody who might do exactly what you want him to do, but morally he's in the mud?
That's a crazy question.
Morally,
it's a simple question.
Yeah, so let's.
It's not that simple to me.
Because like morally, are you talking about Christian morals? Which values are you talking
well,
about?
like whoever who may be, right? So for example, like let's say maybe the evangelicals in America, right? They all voted for Trump, even though they probably find him repulsive, stuff with a porn star, cheating on his wife, did these things, like So to them, it's like because I know there's a passage in the Bible, I can't remember what it is
a
about,
lesser evil. That's how they see him. They see him as a lesser evil. He perpetrated these things, right? But he still likes the Bible thumpers. He still embraces that culture of church stuff, right? Whereas the other guy is like, no, get church out of school. Trump's like, no, let's start saying Our Father prayer in church. That's how they do. The whole thing with the two-party system is that no one is going to get exactly what they want. No one's going to get that. If you want perfect, I need you, right, to just leave the planet, because there has never been, there will never be a political candidate that does not have drawbacks, whether it's social, moral, financial, whatever. What you need to do is just decide what's important for you. Is it someone that's going to fail abysmally in a financial term, but you know what? He doesn't start wars. He doesn't kill nobody. He wants people to commit all the abortions. It's cool. He lets everyone do whatever. Is that who you want? Then go for it. Or you pick the guy that is like morally reprehensible, but in terms of your lifestyle or the lifestyle in the country, suddenly you guys are living as if you're in Sweden. Suddenly your neighborhood that you couldn't leave your car outside, you can now leave your car unlocked with the keys in there, fly outside the city for a weekend, come back, and your car is there. You will never get everything. That's just the rule of life.
Taye, can I ask you a question? How long did you live in you're Nigerian by origin, wasn't it?
Nigeria, live in Ireland for maybe 26 years, 27 years.
Jeez, so you literally
I grew up in
Irish.
Ireland. Yeah.
So say you're Irish. Don't say Nigerian anymore.
Yeah, man.
How often have you been to like Nigeria and like?
Only a couple of times actually. Not as much as I like.
Yeah, and like because I was there last year, and yes, I was last year in June. And they just had was it last year? I'm sure it was last year in June. They just had an election, and there was a problem with currency flow in the country.
Yeah,
and like because I can't remember the context, but I know
guys,
like
this is the last point on this. Then we need to move on to like the movie trailers and whatever.
So the reason I'm bringing that up is that like I mean Nigeria, interestingly enough, also has a two-party system, but the outcome, very similar to America, is always almost the same. If you look at like what changes after the election, it's always just a min-max type of thing. It's not a matter of like people's lives change completely because this guy has now taken over, which is the guy from before. I could be mistaken, but like that was my understanding when I was there, is that they're in exactly the same sort of very, very similar situation where they have two parties that they don't really trust. A lot of the people don't have confidence in them, but it's what's on the table, and those are the ones that the majority of the people gravitate towards. But the results are always the same.
I think my surface take for that, because I spoke to my dad about it a little bit, not as much as we should have, but my take would be they're all the same though, because they're all corrupt, right? So they all have the same moral values, and they all like money, so they're all going to do the exact same thing. There's going to be minimum difference between who you vote for, this person or that person. Occasionally, you're going to get somebody who's a bit nicer, who's less corrupt, but ultimately they're all the same, more or less. Whereas I think in the US, they are very, very different. I don't see someone on the left as someone who's the same on the right. I think they all like money. Yeah, sure. That is like the universal.
It's just corrupt. At the core of it, like that's what everybody argues, though. Like whether
they're less corrupt than us, right?
No. Of course. Like African corruption is like higher grade
on a different level.
Yeah. Because there's not as much regulations like what the US has, but like they become so efficient at sort of maneuvering that. But my point is that I don't really believe that government changes drastically between like whether it's conservative or Republican. In terms, the talking points change, but like what people care about are the changes that they can feel financially. Because
but would you not say, like, for example, the Affordable Care Act, that was a big change, right? That Obama did. Yeah, and the people on the left were pushing that. I mean, you would also say like the people who are probably pushing the rights for gay people to get married were people on the left. You probably, I think, the LGBTQ was a protected group under Obama, and I think the Republicans took it out, and I think Biden put it back in. Like, these are very important things for some people.
But this is the thing, Tai. Like, healthcare is important for 99.9% of Americans.
Oh my God.
And I'm just saying, like, everybody needs healthcare. I don't know anyone that can say, well, I don't need, even if you principally or ideologically disagree with how you get your healthcare, but healthcare is important to everyone. You get sick, you want healthcare. But I don't think your pronouns are important to everyone. Like, it's not significant to everyone's way of life. That's the only significant difference between those two things.
And on that note,
I don't even know if the Democrats are even crazy about it.
This is your last rebuttal, and then that's
no. We can move on.
All right. Yeah. So that was essentially Ham. You're muted. Ham.
I was just saying, wow, that was a take, Ashish. That was a take.
Yeah. That was definitely something. Let's move on to the trailers.
Wait a second. Wait, you want to move the trailers now?
Yeah, Ham. We're done with the politics, dude. That's enough. 2 hours? That's enough. That is enough. Even I'm like, I'm good.
After all that, you want to do it now.
Let's table this, and then we'll look into it next week. Jeez, let's cleanse the palate, entertain us. Let's entertain ourselves for a minute.
I had something to show us, and then you know how Twitter will update all like your screen and like scroll on you or something like that. So I lost it, man. I had the thing that I wanted to kind of bring up because I thought it was kind of like fucked. Interesting. But I'll do that after this one. So go on ahead and let's keep it moving.
All right. So the first trailer we're looking at is Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, I can't watch this. I'm gonna dip out real quick.
Why?
Because I heard there's some reviews in here that spoiler like.
But it's a trailer.
Yeah, can't we actually lose the whole monetization thing and stuff like that for showing off trailers?
If you don't want to see the big spoiler in this,
I've heard there's a spoiler in there, and I kind of saw a glimpse. I saw a glimpse of it a little bit on Twitter, and I was thinking, why would you even put this in a trailer? This doesn't make sense.
Rather not watch it. If you want to go in cold and not knowing if this person is
God damn. All right.
No, I mean you guys can watch it. I'll just come back in like 2 minutes or whatever.
I didn't know that there was heavy spoilers. No, fuck it. I didn't know that there was heavy spoilers.
There's one, and from what I kind of saw, like it's a big enough one. I'm confused as to why. I mean, they did it because it's gonna get more attention, right? People are gonna be like, oh, look at that. But for me, it's like, man, why'd you do? Like everyone's gonna watch this already. Like we don't need to do this.
Yeah, like I don't think there's any need for that. This is already. I think this is gonna be a must-watch for a lot of people.
Yeah, it is for sure.
Okay, let's go around the table. Ham, are you interested in watching Deadpool?
Kinda. I mean, I'll probably watch it when it comes to my house. I'm not gonna go to the theaters probably for it. I'm not a big theaters guy. Like it really has to be. It really has to be like my jam. Just like a lot of people aren't gamers.
Yeah.
Just like I'm the same. Like I'll just wait until it's cheap.
I got you. A lot of people.
Make a big dinner at home and watch it.
A lot of people will say that they're gamers.
$150 at the fucking theater. Dude, the theaters are such a ripoff compared. Like I used to like to go to the theaters because I'd only spend like maybe $40. But now that I got a family and inflation, I'm not even kidding. The last time I went to the theaters, it was almost $200 for everything.
The last time I went, I think it was $100. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you go alone?
No, I went with my brothers. I went with my brothers and my.
I was gonna say
and
that's
my
a lot of
eldest
money
son.
for you. Buy
I'm
for
thinking
yourself.
the same thing. I'm like $100, $200 to $100 for the cinema.
And you know why I'm looking forward
you know what's
to this?
$200 for
is
me?
that
It was me,
we
my
do-
wife, my kid, drinks, the
So
tickets.
that's unfortunate because me and my brothers, we do like a rotation thing. So when a movie comes out that we all want to watch, one of us pays for everyone.
Oh man,
That's cool. That's cool.
I'm going
I'm happy
free
I'm not
of
in that
charge.
group because I would have
For
lost
the
y'all as friends real quick.
For the next 3
I got
movies,
a
for
family
the
to
next 3
take care of.
movies, I'm
I'm
going
out
for
of
free.
here.
For the next 3 movies, I'm going for free. Vic says he already bought his ticket 3 weeks ago. And that's another weird thing about me and my brothers. We absolutely hate going to watch the movie when everyone else is there. So the tickets we're going to buy is for like a Tuesday at 10 a.m.
Oh, you guys do the matinee thing? Okay.
Yeah. Because we don't like
I
people
used
being
to
on
do
the
that
phone.
back in the day.
And you got fucking kids shouting. Others want to be taking like influencer pics. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? So it's just easier to go when no one's going.
Dude, I remember when you used to feel like a king for $20.
Yep.
To feel like fucking
and
king.
It was just
you'd have everything. You'd have candy, popcorn, and a drink. And a few bucks left over. You'd have the reason to use the restroom while you were there because you were fucking going back and forth for more drinks.
But premium theaters like a thing now. There by you guys.
What's that?
Premium theaters where you can like get like that experience.
What are you talking about?
It's like the cinemas where like
where you can like
nice chair.
It's a very
limited. We have those now. Like don't get me wrong, the level of cinema has gone up in some aspects to where it's like, yeah, I am willing to do this on like a date night or something like that. Yeah. But I don't so much want to do this with the whole family anymore. You know what I mean?
Of course not.
Like now it's a me and my wife thing, or maybe twice a year with the kid. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But this ain't like, oh, Friday, what movie we going to the theaters to go see? Fuck that. like it is. Yeah. It is none of that anymore. That is not happening. Because we remember back when all of us were kids, it was like, what are we renting from the rental store this weekend, or like a movie or something like that? Well, like that's almost fairly regularly if you could, if your family could afford it, and it's not even that expensive, right? Because back in the day, I remember movies, you could go to some movie theaters that was like $1, not even lying, $1 for a whole ass movie.
Yeah.
Like I remember doing that. I remember going to the movie theater with $5 and being able to cop a drink and a movie. I mean, I wouldn't be flooded, but I'd have, a drink in the movie.
Clinton was president, right?
Yeah. Clinton, Bush too. Bush was president too during that time.
And Clinton, those were good times. Like we paid about, I remember in a small town, and we paid about $1 for a movie, a full-on movie experience, so you could go to.
What town were you in?
South Coast, Port Shepstone.
Port Shepstone. What state is that? What province?
KZN.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. Every time I think of KZN, I just think about Durban. It feels like Durban is the only real place in K. No offense, no offense, but
you should try. That's the real holiday spot. Is in the South Coast.
Are the prices still affordable?
Way more affordable than Cape Town. It's like a third of what you'd pay in anything in Cape Town. Cape Town.
Oh, fuck ridiculous. Cape Town. Fuck Cape Town. The hotels. I think they only want like American celebrities.
Cape Town charge American. They charge like US city prices.
Yeah. So I'm guessing everyone here is going to watch this in the cinema except for Ham Solo, yes?
Yeah, I'm gonna see it in the cinema. I'm more excited the fact that like it's I think Marvel needs it. I think they need a reset, and this movie kind of shows that. I wasn't crazy about the first Deadpool movie. I wasn't crazy about the second one, but this one just because of its connection to Marvel, the fact that like I feel like it's gonna be probably the first movie in this whole post end game that is going to actually have some
actually
kind of
matters.
proper that has some kind of link that tells me exactly what's going to happen in the future. And because I've been extremely confused as to what their plans are so far. So and obviously this has Hugh Jackman in it as well, so that's going to be cool. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good movie.
If Deadpool does not kill Captain Marvel,
no.
Like,
what do you mean, killers in cells, or as in like in the actual like combat?
No, as in actually kills her, just like he did in the comic books. Deadpool kills Marvel. Did you ever read that comic?
Universe, the entire universe.
Yeah, he did kill everyone.
Universe.
He killed everyone.
Yeah.
He killed Captain America.
It was
he
a
killed
nice
everyone.
reset.
Yeah.
It was a very nice reset.
I don't think that's what they're going for, though.
Yeah, if they want to kill some different universe version, yeah, for sure, go ahead. But you're not gonna kill the main guys.
Is Captain Marvel universe?
Yeah.
Is Captain Marvel in that universe that he kills? That's my question.
Yeah, he kills everyone, including Captain Marvel. But like, the thing is,
question: is Captain Marvel in that universe?
Yes.
Then there's hope for Disney.
Wait, well, what's wrong with Captain Marvel?
Aside from that, she's annoying.
I dislike the character.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know. Yeah. I'm a big fan as well.
It's just like the whole thing, whether it's in the comics, whether it's in the movies.
No. I disagree with
it's not
you.
working.
So Tai, if you read like there's a very good like Captain Marvel leading up to the what is it called? Marvel Civil War. She's actually the other half of like Civil War Part 2. So she's a very, very intricate, like there's some very, very good comics like based around Captain Marvel.
So again, right? Just like in the movies, Captain Marvel needs a big universe situation for everyone's attention. All right, at least she's consistent. Go ahead, Oshi.
Listen. Captain Marvel would have worked if she was played by Charlize Theron and not what's her name, Brie Larson. If Charlize Theron had played that character, huh?
You need someone that knows how to act.
What? Like the greatest Mad Max movie ever made stars Charlize Theron.
No, I'm talking about the current Captain Marvel.
Oh no! Like Brie Larson is just
Charlize Theron did this ball, and no question, she can act.
She can act, and like they considered
South African also. That I'm saying that.
Yeah. So like as a South African, I'm biased, but like Charlize Theron should have played Captain Marvel. I think.
But did you guys not like the recent movie?
The what?
The recent Miss Marvel or whatever it's called.
I watched the first one. Yeah, and I didn't like.
Oh yeah, the Marvels. That actually wasn't as bad as people said. People were shitting on the Marvels like it was the worst thing that ever happened. I watched it.
They're terrible. Like it was an okay film. Like it wasn't bad. It had some moments, and once again,
I don't think it was terrible. Yeah.
This is why when people were saying, "Yo, the Acolyte was garbage," I was like, "Yeah, I heard this crap before." And I watched Acolyte. It was okay.
Bro, I watched the first episode of Acolyte because I watched The Boys, right? Osha said The Boys was bad. I watched The Boys.
If you like balls and you like dicks, go watch The Boys.
I enjoyed
it. That's all you see is just dick and ass, man ass everywhere. Like it's so unnecessary.
Bro,
that's all The Boys is. Like that's all The Boys.
Homophobe,
it's so unnecessary.
No problem, brother.
No, dude, like it's got nothing to like. No, like my man. What? Like Harry, it's not attractive. It's not like you. It's not a good looking guy. It's some hairy. It's always just some disgusting thing that like Seth Rogen wants to put in your face because that's his humor. He likes this frat boy humor of just like.
All bodies are beautiful. All right.
No, dude, like it's not.
You're the type of no fat people in video.
His ass. Like I have no problem
to show up naked.
I have a problem with you gonna show me like Seth Rogen looking ass. I'm sorry.
Nah. If all you have for me is, oh, there's too many naked men, then sit down and find a proper argument.
It's not clever. The first 3
as
seasons
for you, Ty, I watched the first episode of The Acolyte and I cringed so hard. So freaking hard. I could not believe that was not like a parody thing that people made to make fun of Disney.
Well, which part did you cringe at?
The whole thing. Like, what's her face? The chick from Matrix. Like, what comes to my mind, right? The chick from the Matrix.
Trinity.
Like, I don't know if she has any lore within Star Wars, right? Because some of these characters come from the comics, some of them come from the books.
She's a new character. They're all new characters. They're not adapting any legends yet.
So what I did was I looked at her and was like, okay, she seems fairly capable. And then you see her fight with the chick with the dreadlocks. She seems capable.
Amandla,
why did she have to have an African name? Like, could she not be and leave us out of it?
And no one knows how to pronounce her name. It's Amandla. It means power. It's like,
dude, you're still trying. Anyway, the point is, the way the fight scene, for me at least, was stiff. The fight scene was stiff. It looked like two people who don't know how to fight. And I'm sitting here thinking, this is the Jedi. These are the people that everyone's afraid of. I'm not afraid of this person.
Why would the Jedi do Kung Fu? Never seen the Jedi do Kung Fu before. Because
I don't know nothing about that Kung Fu. They just did like...
No, but like she fought Kung Fu. Like they fought like Matrix style. Like, never seen that in Star Wars before. So I was like, okay, so we're doing this now. So we're not even...
It seems like, from what I just see, there's a lot of fans who have an issue with the lore or expanding outwards, like new things arriving. I just don't get it. Like, why do you want it to be static and stale? Like, I like that fight that you talking about. Look, I saw that fight. There was nothing about that fight that was like, this is bad, this is good, this is what it was okay, it was decent, you know, whatever it is.
Dude,
but the show has many more fights that's even actually better than that.
But Ty, have you seen
I haven't gone there because I gave up on the first one.
Yeah, I like
what was your favorite?
Oh, the originals, 4, 5, 6.
But which one? Like, if we go to the originals, for instance, New Hope,
just from memory, I'll probably say The Empire Strikes Back, maybe.
Empire Strikes Back is the best one.
Yeah, and I've just from memory.
Like, it is the best one. Like, you can go anywhere. Everyone will tell you that Empire is the best Star Wars movie ever made. But, like, what of any of the stuff that was in that show tells you that this is the same thing? Like, what is in The Acolyte that makes you think that The Acolyte is Star Wars? It couldn't be any generic show that you could have made starring, space witches and kung fu, and you could have had like Disney could have made a show like that. None of this stuff has anything to do with Star Wars. It's the same reason I have a problem because I'm a Trek. I have a problem with people coming into Star Trek and trying to make a show. That's not what Star Trek is. Star Trek is a procedural type of show. It's slow. It's methodical.
No.
Then they want to turn it into an action show with no, don't do that. Then just go do something else.
Oshus, it's perfectly fine, in my opinion, for them to bring in Kung Fu, for them to try and make a different type of show, like Andor, for example. Star Wars, in the movies at least, was never about whatever was going on in Andor. In terms of, that was never like center stage.
Was it about Kung Fu?
Absolutely adore Andor. I love Andor. It's the best thing since George Lucas left for me. That's how good Andor was. And you don't see a whole bunch of lightsabers, whatever. My point with this thing, Star Wars is not about, it's not about Kung Fu. Star Wars is not about no.
That's what I'm saying.
Every genre, I should tell you, every genre, every franchise can be made into whatever. Gears of War can be made into a horror movie, and it'll be beautiful.
So let me ask you something about Gears of War.
Let me finish.
Did you like Last of Us?
Let me finish.
Okay.
The issue with a lot of this new modern audience stuff is not that they're taking something and they're putting in extra stuff. The issue is that it's not well made. That's the problem. Because you can make it properly. And
but
if
like,
it's
so
good quality, people will watch it. Don't lie to you. Dude, Captain America, that whole thing about espionage and whatever, that shit's been done 1,000 times. But they did it so well in Captain America Civil War that people fell in love with it. Some people even say it's the best movie of all time.
No.
It's
Civil War.
It's the best movie in the MCU.
Winter Soldier, not Civil War.
Yeah. Sorry. Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
It's not about taking a franchise and then twisting it into another genre. It's about taking a franchise and then making it shit. That's what it's about.
Okay, I hear you and I agree with you. And Andor was good. And I feel that like Andor is the direction that if I was a Star Wars person, I would be going towards. It's the same thing with the Knights of the Old Republic, where you take the subject matter seriously. But if you look at like what's happened like now, again, it's got nothing to do with. I completely agree with you. The people that they chose to direct those shows do not know anything about Star Wars, and that's my problem with the storylines that they've sort of put in place that break law with the audience, because they're so poorly put together that even for any story they are horrible. Like nothing makes sense in that show, even like from like if you look at like how you do a 3-act structure, 3-act story structure, nothing in the Acolyte makes any sense, including how they closed the show, which was on a cliffhanger, which is, well, go watch season 2. That's when we'll have the answers.
Someone insisted, one of my mutuals insisted I go back and watch episode 5 of The Acolyte. Apparently it picks up on the 5th episode. So I'm going to watch the 5th episode. And if it's shit, I'm going to give him shit. Anyways, let's move on from the disaster that is Star Wars. Let's look at a trailer. Hopefully you guys won't be too pissed about spoilers, because technically, Ham, maybe you'll agree with me on this one. Technically, every trailer has spoilers.
I mean, I guess if you're reaching for assistance, yeah, Loki, you got them. Yeah, every trailer reveals something.
Yeah. But all right, let's look at this Captain America trailer. Let me turn off the sound. Harrison Ford is the president.
I can tell you already that I am not interested.
Why?
I've never cared about Captain America.
Really?
No, I don't really like Marvel that much. That's why, like, you guys were talking about Wolverine and Deadpool, and I was just kind of doing something else.
So even when like Endgame and stuff was banging, you didn't care.
The last theater movie I've seen in theaters that was Marvel was the first Deadpool.
Wow.
You didn't bother with Endgame, Ham?
No Endgame, no none of that. Like, I still haven't even seen those to this day. And I'm 100% fine with that. I'd like to watch them sometime, but they're not a priority.
Yeah. Have you watched Winter Soldier, Ham?
I told you I don't like Captain America.
You should watch Winter Soldier.
Yeah. I don't like Captain America. Why would I do that?
He looks at this trailer and he doesn't like it. He's not gonna like Winter Soldier, because this is essentially what Winter Soldier is. It's spy stuff. Do you like any of the Tom stuff?
What?
Or do you like any of the Tom Clancy spy stuff, like in games or in movies? Like the Sum of All Fears, Rainbow Six, all that stuff.
Like the games or the movies?
Well, yes, the movies like The Hunt for Red October and all that stuff.
No.
Okay, then you're not gonna like this. I don't think this is gonna be your.
No, I don't really care. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like some superhero superhero stuff, but I'm more or less like, I don't know. I'm more of, I guess, a DC fan, and DC hasn't even been hitting it out the park lately themselves. Like that Blue Beetle, that made me want to just wring whoever's neck decided to like as soon as I seen George Lopez, I knew the movie was over. Like the movie was over as soon as I seen George Lopez, and then I was like, you know what? Just for the hell of it, I'm gonna finish watching this movie. And I wish I didn't. I really wish I didn't finish watching that movie because it made me angry. It made me angry. Like seeing that grandma with the minigun, I lost it. I was like, this is not even a superhero movie anymore. This isn't a superhero movie. I got legitimate angry when I seen an old woman had to save the superhero. I was done.
But this is more like a spy thriller than a superhero movie.
Not just that, Ushers. No. That's not even the issue. Ushers, this is the equivalent of someone saying, I don't watch football, but let me go watch like First Division, Jomo Cosmos versus Amazul.
Yeah, that's true.
What are you talking about?
You say you don't like, yeah, you say you don't like watching superhero movies, and then you go and watch one of the worst superhero movies of all time. Like this is not even close.
Like I said, I'm a DC fan. So I mean, like, I really like the Superman movies and stuff like I enjoyed all 4 hours of the Zack Snyder cut.
Did you like?
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
I enjoyed the shit out of all of that and whatnot because I'm a DC guy. I just kind of.
Did you like the Flash?
The Flash is all right.
No,
it was all right.
That wasn't all right.
Like I put the Flash next to like Black Adam. Like that's where I put the Flash.
Yeah, Black Adam.
And Black Adam was kind of like
that was decent.
Like it had its moments, but it was just.
I think it was mad, dude. I think the Flash and Black Adam are exactly on the same tier. They were like, so forget.
Yeah, they had some cool action, but it was just like the only thing of it was like kind of lame.
The Flash better was Michael Keaton's Batman. Having Michael Keaton's Batman back in action like that to me was like
that was amazing.
I wish I had a whole movie of just that without all the other shit.
I mean, as I just got done saying, they had amazing moments in both of those movies, but like they just the whole premise was kind of whack, right? Where I felt like the premise this sounds insane. The premise in Blue Beetle felt very like I'm gonna be real with you, and I don't think you're gonna like my answer. The premise in Blue Beetle was like your typical superhero thing, and that didn't bother me. It was all the things that made him not a superhero that bothered me.
Like Tim Burton stuff. Did you like Alice in Wonderland? Tim Burton version.
No.
If you didn't like any of those movies, you're not gonna like this. You're not gonna like
you sure ain't. And I tell you what, I'm not gonna like it either.
Yeah.
Oh,
see, the thing is I bet I can turn it on and laugh.
Yeah.
And have a good time, and then just be like, yeah, I'll never watch that again. Even if it was like legit, it could be like boom, boom, and stuff like that, and make the whole fucking theater shake. Shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I like that. Like seeing
in Algerian, there's a difference.
Nigerian. He sent emails.
Algerian is it's DJ Khaled.
What's his email address? I'll tell you if you're right or not.
Oh my God. All right, moving on. Paramount Plus has canceled its Halo show after 2 seasons. Xbox is reportedly hopes to find a new partner for the live action series. Ham, thoughts?
It's kind of sad because I thought the second season was better than the first season. But at the same time, I didn't really feel like an impact from like people with this show. You see what I'm saying? Like I like the show, but I also like a lot of shit that other people don't like. Right?
Yeah.
So if we're talking like, is this show good? Well, I guess technically it wasn't. To me, it was. I liked it a lot, but like, it didn't make the cut. Wasn't good enough for Paramount. And honestly, I think that has a lot to do with the same thing that we were talking about Blue Beetle with the writing. The writing to me, and although I liked Halo and I enjoyed it, and I even would go as far as to say I enjoyed like the characters and the writing and stuff like that, I could 100% see how somebody looked at it and was like, "That's not exciting."
Yeah, I don't need that.
You know what I mean? Because it was the way that it was built was like in a Star Trek way. It was built in a like very acquired taste kind of way, which the video game was not built that way. The video game was built to like engage, have a good time. And the TV show was very drawn out and like not like it wasn't really popping like that.
The big problem with the show, in my opinion, is that they didn't keep the main thing as the main thing. There's too many times I had to skip over garbage because I just wanted to see Master Chief.
I could see that. That's what I'm saying. It was very Star Trek-y, where it was just like all over the place.
Which you can do it with Star Trek, which is a show really that is about an ensemble. With Halo, especially, like if you want to do a Halo show without Master Chief and a whole bunch of other things happening, that's cool. But when you put Master Chief front and center, and then it looks like he is featuring, he's just another character in the Halo show, that's a big turnoff for me. Like the first season, that's how I got through the first season. I was skipping everything that didn't have Master Chief, and I enjoyed the first season just like that. That's how I legit watched season 1. Season 2, he didn't have lots of like moments to shine from what I saw. Apart from that first episode and that crazy fight in the mist, that was wild. But the rest of the show, it kind of felt like he was being led around by people. He didn't feel like the protagonist. He felt like just another ancillary character. And I was just like, I'm not here for that. I'm here for Master Chief to be the motherfucking Master Chief. And if that's not what you're serving up, I'm out. Go ahead.
No, but I felt like they definitely dragged the like, you know how a lot of TV shows will sometimes have like an episode 0?
Yeah, the pilot.
It felt like an episode. It felt like episode 0 was for like a season and a half.
Pretty much.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because it was like, all right, we're finally getting to the battle, and we see, you know, like the Arbiter and fucking Chief going at it or whatever. Or whatever that was.
That was like 5% of the show, man. Most of it is
I know
a whole bunch of people I don't care about.
I get that. And like I said, I personally enjoyed a lot of that, but like I'm also somebody that enjoys a lot of things that are like kind of slow in kind of processing. And that I can 100% see why somebody is like, Nah, I don't want to sit around and wait for all that because there was a lot of waiting, a lot of other character development. There was like some people on totally different fucking planets that are like part of the story and shit like that, and then I don't know, it wasn't straightforward like the video games where it's just like it's just you and Chief. And you're literally Chief going through from the beginning to the end. Nah, this other game was like fucking Persona, but we're going different directions each evening, right? Like one night you're going home as Joker, and the next night you're Ryuji. Going home as White Ryuji, and it was just like, what the fuck is going on here? So I mean, like I said, I could keep up, and I had a good time watching it. But like, I could see why it wouldn't be considered a banger because it really had a hard time sticking to like the most interesting things that people came to see from Halo.
Yeah.
People wanted to see a grunt get shot more often.
Yes, get shot and be a hero and build or bathe in the mythology that is John 117.
If you think about it, 117 was like an enemy most of the fucking time. You know what I'm saying? Like if you watch the show for both of the seasons, he's like, we don't like him. We don't trust him. We don't like him. We don't trust him. We don't like him. And so are you surprised that a lot of the crowd that's watching this is like, we don't really like him either. This is boring. Like I get it. I get it.
I read the books.
A lot of people, other people did.
I read the Halo books, man. I don't have a problem with ancillary characters. I don't. But I don't like the way they framed Master Chief. This guy is supposed to be the absolute pinnacle of humanity. The pinnacle. And if you read the books, if you've played the campaigns, what is all this emotion about? The hell is this? And it's not even like I'm saying that having emotions is toxic. I'm the guy that's going to sit here and say I love the Twilight series. I love all 5 of those movies. I am very much in touch with my emotions. But when I turn on Twilight, I don't want to see like a guy that has no feelings, that's just hardcore, coming here to kill vampires or whatever, because that's not what Twilight's about. You get me?
Sure.
But when I go to Halo, I'm not looking for this. Whatever the hell this is. Bro, you want to make God of War. You want to give the protagonist a Padawan to follow him around. Make God of War, bro.
You didn't like you didn't like who John was? You didn't like the character, or did you not like the actor of John, or did you just not like the writing?
No. I love the actor. I don't like how they made him emotionally sensitive. I don't like that. The business with the pills or the catheter or whatever, those things that he had to cut out that regulate his emotions or whatever, bro. The reason he was special is because he was even beyond whatever else that was input into all the other Spartans. So to reduce him to the level that, he is affected the very same way that everyone else is affected when he removes that thing, is like, bro, what are we doing? This is the goddamn Master Chief, bro. There's an entire alien race that craps its pants at the thought of him. And we're sitting here talking about he falls apart because of some random blonde chick? Really? Really?
You know what? I really think that they should have literally made Master Chief like Vin Diesel's character in the Chronicles of Riddick. He barely ever says anything. He's always in the shadows. He's just
ruthless.
He's there when it matters. Let the other people be people and do the human shit, but don't humanize Master Chief. Make him this mysterious, he's there when they need him to be there. and he doesn't say a lot. Literally, he should have like Groot lines. Like he says as minimal as possible. As like, and in the games, that's how he is. Master Chief only says the right things.
In the books as well.
That unfortunately I've never read the books, but yeah, like that makes sense to me. That's how the character is.
So
like,
go ahead and finish, because then I'm gonna finish what I have to say, but then I gotta get going because we've been here for about 3 hours.
3 hours.
Yeah.
Oh damn. All right. Go ahead. Finish.
Go ahead and finish, Ashish.
No, Ham. That was it. I just wanted to say that you can't humanize Master Chief.
Oh,
he has to be serious. He has to be in the shadows. He has to be like Vin Diesel. Like Vin Diesel to me is the epitome. He's just he speaks in one-liners. Just one thing he says before he does something spectacular, and that's it. Don't try and make him a relatable character. That's silly.
He's not. He is not a relatable character. Aliens that are 12 feet tall consider him a monster.
They call him the demon.
Bro. Anyway, go ahead, Ham, and then we can sign out.
Okay, so have any of you guys ever seen the TV show Blue Mountain State?
I have not. What's it about?
Ashish is muted. I'm not sure if he said something or not. Oh, he's muted. Okay, cool. Anyways, yeah, I was wondering if you ever seen.
Is it like a 90s, like a teen movie?
It's sports
Blue
comedy.
Mountain State is a college like football kind of goofy TV show. Comedy, yeah.
Comedy. Oh no.
Okay. So in that show, it's like the life around college football with a lot of comedy, jokes, and BS, right? But like you almost
Rachie
never
loves it.
see. Yeah, it's a funny show. It's pretty good. It's a really funny show. But like you almost never see. Or have you ever seen the TV show like Friday Night Lights?
Yes, I've seen Friday Night Lights.
You know how in the show you almost never see him playing football?
That was weird.
It's kind of what Halo was.
Yeah.
You'd get some football every once in a while. Every once in a while in Friday Night Lights, you'd get some football, like a last second play or something like that, or somebody getting injured. But like other than that, it was just like the drama, the drama around football, right?
Yes, instead of the actual football.
Isn't that like Any Given Sunday?
Something like that, yeah. Something like that, but
there's
a lot more football.
There's more football in Any Given Sunday, bro. There's a lot more football compared to
a lot more football.
Friday Night.
I'm talking about like literally like
almost nothing.
Almost like watching a TV show and seeing like just one show where they're talking about dudes making the basketball team, where you don't really see him play basketball, but he's just trying to make the team. But that's kind of the way that I kind of look at Halo. Like I said, I enjoyed it because I kind of like was with all of that extra narrative. Let's see where this goes. Hopefully they still fund it, kind of thing. Like because it didn't look like something that was that action packed, right? So when you got action in Halo, you were like, yeah, fuck yeah, this is what I'm talking about.
And then exactly, it's there right? For like 10 seconds.
But like 80% of the time, you got a lot of buildup for everything. And to me, that was Halo in a nutshell. I hope they do make another a third season and they have it with somebody else and they continue it, maybe make it better, or maybe, I don't know, cut out some of the talk stuff. But like, but yeah,
I'll give you the extreme opposite. I'll give you the extreme opposite of Halo.
I'd like to see what else that they had in plans. Like maybe they don't go for like 4 and 5 and 6 and stuff like that, but like at least the third, just to see what they were kind of thinking, and then like maybe I can watch that and be like, yeah, I can see why he stopped.
Here's the extreme opposite of Halo, Ham. Have you seen a show called SEAL Team 6?
No.
Oshus, have you seen it?
I've not seen it, but I've heard. Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah, it's
Bro,
on Showmax.
Yeah, it's on Showmax.
Yeah,
I watch it a lot on my lunch break.
Oh, but I just decided not to watch.
Oshus, it's about a team of Navy SEALs. And yes, there's a whole lot of stuff around it, right? Like wives and girlfriends and whatever. But they keep the main thing the main thing. You came here to see SEAL Team 6 doing operations on like clandestine missions or whatever. That is exactly what you see them do. There's a whole bunch of extra, but every single episode, and I mean every single episode, they deliver what comes on the box.
No, that makes sense.
That's the opposite of Halo. That's the complete opposite. Anyways,
I think Vic is talking about the Thad movie. I think Thad had his own movie and it was pretty crazy. That show, Blue Mountain State, was nuts. You guys like check out like 2 episodes.
I'll watch it. It says here 22 episodes.
How many seasons?
There's only like
3
seasons. Oh, 3
seasons.
That's not bad. 3 like of 22 episodes. Like that's cool. That's chill.
Yeah, it's short. Bad, it's funny.
Check this out. The Metacritic says it's a 38 out of 100, but the IMDb it's an 8.3 out of 10. So the fans are like, "Yo, this is a banger," and the critics do not like it.
Yeah.
I guess that's a good sign.
It's 100% one of those kind of movies. Yeah,
that's a good sign. Cautious.
I don't know, like not much to plug. So if you are looking for me, I'm on South Africa's biggest Xbox community on Facebook, Xbox Players SA. On all the other networks, it's just Orshus or Orshus7 or Oz the Wiz if you're on Twitter. But yeah, those are very minor accounts.
All right. Hamothy.
See you Wednesday. Talking about games on Wednesday. See you then. That's all I got to say.
All right. So thank you to everyone for watching and everyone that was commenting in the comment section. We appreciate you guys. Like Ham said, we're doing the lowdown on Wednesday. Video games mostly. Actually, just video games on Wednesdays. Friday, we're doing the bullsitting with Ham, Cozy Beluga, Matt Likes Games, myself, Mental 9R, and a guest or two at the same time every single Friday. Make sure to like and subscribe, people. We appreciate the support. We are on our way to 1,200 subscribers. Like, subscribe, share it out. Thank you so much. And we'll see you on Wednesday.